that's Dragon Ball to you.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names. David Scott Kelly.
Gets it inside, shot up, is still good. Faceoff with the Arizona rebound. Outlet Del Orso. Lead pass down to Bradley. Can he beat the defense? Lay it up, no good over the rim. But there's Carter Bryant to lay it in.
Excellent pressure. You attack the rim and you attack it in waves as Bryant finishes.
Well, Carter Bryant didn't get the start last night for the Arizona Wildcats, but he sure made the most of his time off the bench in Arizona's 96-64 32-point victory over the Samford, not Stanford, Bulldogs. Samford, not Stanford. I said I was going to share this age-old college story that we used to, it was kind of an inside joke between me and my friends. And I might do that later in the show about Drake versus Duke. Just the stupid things that go through your mind when you're a college kid driving across country. J-Dub has the day off. Dragon Ball is in-house. Dragon Ball, have you ever driven across the country for anything? Like cross-country, anything drive? No.
Never did any driving. It's always been through the air if I can help it.
Wow. I have done a number of cross-country treks. I have driven across country to go to school, back to school, obviously having gone to college in Los Angeles. I did the cross-country drive twice with friends prior to, I believe, my junior year and my senior year. Actually, it might have been my senior year and my senior year because I went an extra semester. The 4.5-year plan. Did that twice, and then I drove across country when I moved from California to North Carolina to do AA baseball. So I've made that drive 3 times in my life, and it's very interesting. It's fun. It's kind of fun to just drive across the country, stop in different places. I remember, I can remember that was the first time I'd ever really driven past Las Vegas when I moved from California to North Carolina, and so driving back when you would actually cross over the top of the Hoover Dam there before they took that road out and built a new intercoastal quicker highway that takes you around it now when you actually had to drive across, and it would take forever because people would be at Hoover Dam and they'd be crossing the road. So like you literally could get like maybe 1 or 2 cars through there like every 30 seconds to a minute. So traffic would be backed up as you got to Hoover Dam. I can remember, I think I waited like an hour. It took an hour to get past Hoover Dam and back onto the 40 or whatever it was, the 898 or whatever that road is that goes down from Hoover Dam to the 40. It took forever just to get through that back in the day. This was like the mid-1990s that we did that. But a whole lot of fun. Stopped in Albuquerque, spent a night in Albuquerque. Stopped in Oklahoma City, spent a night there. Got to Memphis and hooked up with some friends there in Memphis before finishing the trip into coastal North Carolina to begin a new life. There's nothing more fun when you're young than driving across country to start a new adventure. And that was for me. I was leaving California had been California all through college, a couple years after college, and now there was this new adventure doing AA baseball down in North Carolina, and making that cross-country drive to a new life was just a whole lot of fun in my little Toyota Tercel. Had my little Toyota Tercel packed with I can't even remember if I had I think I did have some type of trailer that I was pulling. So as you can imagine, it was slow rolling in my Toyota Tercel with that hitch on the back. Hoping not to flip myself in my little car over. It wasn't going too fast, let me tell you. And that was before the days of CD player. I didn't even have a radio in that car. That was my first car. I didn't even have a radio in the car because I leased it, and I didn't get the radio because I wanted to try to keep the price as down as I could. So I had literally for years, I had that car for, when did I get it? I got it in 91.
Okay.
It died in 90. It died right after Christmas. It's coming up. It died right after Christmas in 1999. So I had it for pretty much 8 years.
Now, the real question I have for you is this one of the Toyota Tercels that looked like they had the hearse back? Where it was that square back that you had in the trunk area.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a square back. Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a square back.
This thing looks like a mini hearse. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it was one of those back in the day. 1991. So it's funny. I drove that thing to Chicago, and I went to Chicago after Christmas. This is hilarious. It's hilarious because it goes back to the fact that nothing's changed in broadcasting and radio. It's very unfortunate we get to this time of the year in our industry, and it's usually the time that a lot of cuts happen with companies, and so a lot of people have lost their jobs in our industry in the month of December. And I remember I was working with an internet sports network. It was late 1999, coming up on the millennial. And USC basketball was playing in Chicago at Northwestern, and I drove the Tercel over to Chicago to go see the Trojans play against Northwestern. And so I think they played on a Thursday night, and I figured, well, I'll stay in the city. I'll stay Friday, maybe Saturday, drive back on Sunday, kind of make it a little post Christmas trip. And I'm driving around. So the game was on Thursday night. I'm driving around on Friday, and I get this call from my boss, who's based in Pittsburgh, and I'm thinking, okay, wonder what he's, because he knew I was going to be gone. So essentially, the Internet Sports Network. This was late. Actually, I think it was not 99. It was 2000, late 2000. This was the late 2000 crash of internet-based companies initially. Like when people started creating these companies based around the internet. And we had this internet sports network. It was really cool. It was called Nauticom. And what we did was they set up shop in like different places. They had they were based in Western Pennsylvania. They had the outlets in Eastern Pennsylvania. They had an outlet in Texas. They had an outlet in Ohio, Northeast Ohio, and it was built around high school football mainly, but high school sports. And what they did was they had people in each of these locations, and I was like their network manager in Ohio, and we would create relationships with radio stations that were doing high school sports so that we could carry their games on our service. So it was like a one-stop shop for all the stations, in Northeast Ohio that were doing high school football. You could come to our website, click on a link, and listen to any of those broadcasts. That was kind of the gist of it. Well, it lasted like about 6 months. And they pulled the plug that Friday that I was driving around in Chicago. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, that was like, well, I'm definitely staying 2 days now because I don't have a job anymore. And again, there's been a bunch of people, unfortunately, that have lost gigs this month in Phoenix. Well, great people up in Phoenix because, iHeart did cuts. We've done cuts in Cumulus. We talked about Tom Tolbert, the Wildcat, got slammed out of his job in San Francisco. It's been happening across the country. Unfortunately, the PHNX up in Phoenix, they made cuts across the board. All City is their company. They cut people in Chicago yesterday, in Phoenix, in Philly. I mean, it happens every year in our business around this time. And so that's why we're always grateful to be able to do this because it's almost like the NFL. I often refer to it as the NFL because it's not for long. It's not for long. And when you get into this business, you need to understand that it's not for long. And if you're blessed to do this for a long time, then be thankful that you've done it the right way, because even if you've done it the right way, that doesn't mean that the Turk is not going to come for you at some point in this business. So I was doing this internet sports network thing, and I was in Chicago. So literally, I'm driving around that Friday, and the car starts dying. Starts dying. I would get to a stoplight. It was a stick shift. I would get to a stoplight, and it would just cut off. And I'd start it, and I'd go to the next stoplight, and it would cut off. And I'm thinking to myself, great. Now not only do I not have a job, but my car's dying.
in Chicago.
In Chicago. So I'm like 7 hours away from home. How the heck am I going to get this thing home? So I after it, it did that for like a day. So I said, okay, I think I'm okay. I should be okay for the drive home because I won't have to stop. It's just, it'll be 6 hours of just straight driving. So I should be, once I get it going, it was only dying when I would stop at a light and it would cut off. So literally I made it back home and got it into the driveway, and that was it. that was the end of that car.
So were you worried that you were eventually going to have to start having the Bruce Banner end credits scene at the end of every Incredible Hulk moment like this? Like this song was playing in your head.
Exactly, right?
Just picking up the hitchhikes and getting on the bus.
Oh my gosh. It's like, am I gonna make it? It's like, please don't. And it's winter. I mean, I also love telling this story about that trip to Chicago. It was so cold and there was so much snow. This is the first time I had ever seen snow like this in Chicago. And I mean, I went to high school in downstate Illinois, but I never really went up to the city much in the wintertime. But there were literally, I was driving down streets, like a lot of those streets, they have those brownstone apartments and that kind of thing, where there's no driveways and there's no garages, so people park on the street. So when they plow the streets,
it would just go right on the car. They literally just
plow your car. So I literally drove down street after street where it was just rows of cars on the street that were covered in snow. And I'm like, well, do these people have to go to work? Do you have to come? Have to come out and dig your car out from underneath this snow to get it off the block? I'd never seen that before.
No, the best part is that you go ahead and you do that, and then what do you put the snow? You put it right back on the street. So what happens is the street sweeper's got to come back again and do it all over. Again.
Exactly. It's like I'm not moving to this city. I mean, that's nuts. I mean, I didn't like living in Ohio and trying to scrape the snow off my car. Imagine trying to scrape it from underneath a mountain of snow. I was like, no way.
The worst scenario that I could possibly think of in that scenario is that you do that and you don't get to your car until like late at night, and so the snow starts to freeze. And then there's no way of getting the car out at that point. You got to start chiseling it out.
Now you're chiseling it? Oh my God, no.
Where are all my tools, my screwdriver? Oh no, it's in the car. I can't get into the car to get to the toolbox.
So if you're from Chicago, and you've experienced that, I want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Short show today. We got you till 5 o'clock. Tommy Lloyd show at the Union Public House will be coming your way at 5 o'clock. And then we've got NFL football for you coming up at 6. It'll be the Denver Broncos and the Seattle Seahawks. They did not give us a best bet on that tonight, or a top play, a BetQL top play on that.
Oh, it's actually, we got the Broncos and the Chargers tonight.
I'm sorry, I said Seahawks. Chargers is what I meant to say. Yeah, sorry. Broncos and the Chargers today is the game, and we'll have that for you coming up at 6 o'clock. You won't miss any of the action because it doesn't kick off till around 6:15, 6:20, so you'll hear the entire game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. I do have one play, a BetQL top play for you on the NBA tonight, so we'll get you that coming up a little bit later as well. Haven Wray is going to join us while we obviously our last show was Tuesday night here. The Arizona Volleyball team won the National Invitational Volleyball Championship, coming from behind to beat the young ladies from Ohio, Bowling Green, 3-2. So we'll talk to Haven Wray about that. Just a great opportunity for those ladies to finish with 11 consecutive wins. So they started the season with 11 wins. They end the season with 11 wins. How cool is that? We'll talk to, we won't mention the 2-9 in between the two 11 match win streaks, but great way to end the season for them. Also, we're going to talk some college football playoff. Jay Paterno, he is the son of Joe Paterno, the legendary head coach at Penn State. He has wrote a book about college football, and he is an analyst for college football, and we will get his thoughts on the college football playoff, which begins tomorrow. It's hard to believe it's tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is the first game, right? I think there's one game tomorrow night and 3 games on Saturday.
Got to get there before the
Coming
New Year's.
up, man, it is the quarterfinals are here already, so we'll get Jay's thoughts on all of that tonight.
Well, is it the quarterfinals, or would this be like the preliminaries? Because the quarterfinals don't happen until
this is the first round.
Or the next
first round.
Because there's so many different layers to this thing now. It used to just be 2 teams go up against. Now we got 16. There'll eventually be 25. Who knows? Yeah,
so there's first round is, so how many games we have? I think we have 8 games. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 games. I'm sorry, 4 games. So tomorrow's game is Indiana and Notre Dame. So that'll be the 7-10 game. That is tomorrow night at 6. And then 3 games on Friday. Saturday. SMU, Penn State, Tennessee, Ohio State, and Clemson, Texas. Those will be the 3 games on Saturday. So we'll talk to Jay Paterno, I should say, about all of that. Haven Wray is coming up next. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision Center reported at Alvernon and Ajo Way in Alvernon, Grant west of Country Club, Tangerine east of La Cañada with some eastbound slowing. Also reported westbound I-10 near Grant Road, clearing stages at Colburn Broadway, also on McGee to the west of La Cholla. 49 and clear tonight, sunny, 81 tomorrow, and 80 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
There's an overall friendship here. There's a sense of brotherhood here.
It's a great place to create a career path. Not only does Alaskan stand by the client, but they're here for their technicians too.
Hi, this is Gary, and I'd like you to meet a couple of guys you'll be working with here at Alaskan AC.
We have a curriculum. We follow it every week.
We actually start our day with technical training to help the whole team grow together.
Big out-of-town companies don't seem to like skilled technicians. We do. Bring your talents to us at Alaskan AC.
No other place I work for has this sort of training for their technicians. We have a lot of young men, they're getting careers and they're hitting the ground running.
Literally anybody that's here is getting trained consistently every day. We're growing every day.
Proud to be a local company keeping you chill since 1972, and we're not going anywhere.
I wouldn't trade anyone here for anybody.
I've told plenty of my friends to come work for Alaskan.
This is a great team.
Apply online right now at AlaskanAC.com.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
It's December in Tucson, and yes, it's cold outside. But we're here to help with our $79 furnace diagnostic service special and our $79 water heater flush that includes a free plumbing inspection. Call us at 520-492-0748 or picturerockschooling.com. And on behalf of our entire team, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Picture Rock Schooling, heating and plumbing.
'Tis the season for spreading joy, love, and for find a new vehicle. Oro Ford's year-end sale is going on now with deals that'll brighten your holiday. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ford Edges, up to $10,000 on new 2024 Ford F-150s, and up to $8,000 on new 2024 Ford Super Duty trucks. And with no dealer add-ons and zero city sales tax, you'll save thousands more. This holiday season, take the easy drive from anywhere in Tucson and save at Oro Ford's year-end sale. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Well, boss, how's the sleigh?
It's amazing. Like it just flew off the showroom floor. Sparkling clean, no chimney dust, and I've never seen his nose so bright.
Recon Auto Detailing.
Recon gift cards to all, and to all a clean ride.
Give Recon Auto Detailing gift cards, and Arizona's premier auto detailing company will come do a basic cleaning or a jaw-dropping full detail, including a ceramic finish for anyone on your list. Get your Recon Auto Detailing gift cards now online at recondetail.com.
Deep three is good, and the Cats are on top.
Put up a three-pointer that'll count if it falls, and it does!
Do you believe in McHale Magic? Every voice matters. Every roar matters. And when your Wildcats take the floor against top 25 Big 12 opponents, you make the difference. McHale Center is the place to be, and the time is now to experience the high-flying action of Arizona basketball. Don't wait and lock in your tickets today by calling 520-621-2287 or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com. Bear down. Go Cats!
At Wildcats Radio 1290, we're not just radio. We're your source in Tucson for digital marketing solutions. We specialize in creating strategic and effective marketing campaigns designed to get results for your business. Whether you want to target a local, regional, or a national audience, we have the right solution for your business. Call the Wildcats Radio 1290 business line at 520-887-1000 and put Cumulus Digital Media to work for you.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
This is Jim Rome with your Rome Report. As if it were not enough yesterday to declare the NBA Cup the Ham Cup, because the NBA Cup runs through the Ham, because the Ham has never lost a game in the Ham Cup, the Ham was feeling himself. So much so that he decided to continue his victory lap by running to Mark Spears and dropping a scud on his former team, the Lakers. Quote, "To do as well as I did, I swear to God. Anywhere else, I'm probably looking at an extension." I'm not talking feelings, just facts. They go from not making the playoffs to the conference finals, and we won the in-season tournament. People always talk about us losing to Denver, but they don't talk about how we got to Denver. We beat a kick-ass young squad in Memphis, and we beat Stephen Curry in Golden State. End of quote. Wow, whoa. Easy there, Ham. Let's not get carried away. I thought you understood that cup meant nothing. Why are you still hanging from the rim?
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes! From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, or a brunch outdoors, Total Wine has everything you need, and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. I was at McHale Center on Tuesday night when the Arizona Volleyball team completed an unbelievable run to finish the season, 11 consecutive wins in a National Invitational Volleyball Championship. They did not do it the easy way. They did it the hard way, having to go to 5 sets to knock off the Bowling Green Falcons, but they got it done, and we're pleased to be joined by senior libero Haven Wray, one of the seniors on this team. Now, I always have to ask, Haven, and we appreciate you joining us, are you completely done, or do you have the option to come back for another year?
I knew this was coming. Hi, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, well, I do have a 5th year. I redshirted my freshman year. I actually just talked to my coaches about that, and I am super excited to announce that I am going to stay for a 5th year. I mean, I feel like I've got to. This team is on a great roll right now, and I feel like we're going to do a lot of things next season. So, yeah, I want to be a part of it.
See, there we go. I love it when we get some breaking news on our show. Haven Wray is staying for another year. That is awesome to hear. Out of Phoenix, or out of Peoria, Arizona, up there, Sunrise Mountain High School grad. Haven, we've talked to a number of the girls about this 11 match run. What is your perspective? What was your perspective on what changed? I want to go back to that night against Kansas State where it did not go very well. What took place after that? What was your perspective on the meeting that you guys had after that? What came out of that meeting to spark what you guys were able to do, concluding with the championship on Tuesday night?
Yeah, well, I've been a part of this program for all 4 years, and I know the seniors kind of felt the same way, where we had so much talent every year, and like we had the capability to win more games and get it done, but it just wasn't ever falling into place. And this year especially, I feel like we had all the girls with the most drive I've ever seen. So that Kansas State, I mean, it was brutal, and I don't want to say that was like bad for the NCAA tournament, because it probably was, but in hindsight, I think that like we needed that loss in order to flip it around and get on that winning streak. That Kansas game after just gave us that confidence, and then by that time it was just game by game. I don't think we were too focused on anything else, but just, taking care of what we needed to take care of that night, like whenever we did have a game. And I think that it was awesome. I've never been part of this program on a run like that, and I'm so happy that I got to do it with those girls. And it's really cool seeing so much competition and so much drive from all the incoming girls and just the team as a whole. I loved it. So, yeah, I mean, we're excited for next year. We just want to keep it going,
Haven Wray joining us, defensive specialist, libero for the Arizona Volleyball team. What did you want your piece of that to be? When you looked inside your play, were there things that you identified, look, here's what I need to do better to help the group as a whole?
Yeah, well, obviously I'm the defensive libero, so I just kind of have this mindset that I can't let anything hit the floor. That's my only job, is to set up the other girls. So I think that I kind of bring that, and it helps the team spark some fire too. The hustle plays and those crazy defensive plays are big for momentum shifts, and that's just something that I love. I love getting a good up, and I love the crowd and hearing that, and it really just fires the team up. And I want to show and encourage everyone else to just like have that same attitude and same mindset when it comes to like nothing in my area can touch that floor,
Haven Wray joining us, Arizona Volleyball, champions of the NIVC, finished the year with an 11-match win streak. Let's go through this season in stages, because it really was. There was the 11 game, and we just talked about in our first segment. There was the 11 in the beginning, the 11 in the middle, and the 11 at the end. When you guys were going through the 11 at the front, getting all of that confidence, how did you use that to survive that middle 11 once you got into conference play and things weren't coming as easy as they were early on?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of tough going from the first 11 to the first 3 weeks of conference. I think we had one of the hardest schedules that you could have, but I think that it showed a lot for all of us to still show out every single game after we went through that hard stretch. I mean, we knew that we could win. Those 11 games gave us the confidence that we needed to start. And then after that, just being able to play against those tough teams and taking them to 4, taking them to 5, winning, upsetting some teams, like it just helped us carry on for the rest of the season. Even though we had such a tough schedule, we were really just determined we wanted to prove ourselves. And I think that we got to prove that, later in the season. Wish that we could have another run at those teams at the beginning, because I think that we could do some more, but that's why I'm excited for next year. I feel like we're we're going to continue just what we've built, and it's only going to go up from here. So it's just super exciting.
Well, and just looking at your numbers, obviously you're a defensive specialist. You like you said, you got to keep the ball off the floor, and that's digs. And just looking at the, starting with that Kansas game, there were only 2 games down the stretch where you did not have double digits. Is that part of, here are the things I'm going to do to get more digs? Was it just a matter of there were more opportunities for you to dig the ball and dig it successfully maybe than there were before that? Did you see, the reason those numbers are what they are because this happened for me and I made a change? Or how does that work from the defensive side in volleyball?
Yeah, I think that from the beginning of the season, starting off with, the slower paced games and then going right into some of the best teams in the country, it's a lot of reading, and I have to expect and understand like what each hitter is going to do. So having those tough games off the bat, and having a couple rough games too, it really teaches me like what I did well and what I can do different. So I really got to work with my defensive coach Ryan a lot this season about reading the outsides and just being in the right spot and kind of being a little bit more free than I was in other years, and just giving myself that confidence that I know where the ball is going to go and I can make steps to that instead of, holding where I think I'm supposed to be, but just playing my own game, really. I feel like that's what I evolved to this season.
Arizona Wildcats senior libero Haven Wray, she is coming back for her fifth year as a senior next year for Arizona Volleyball. You were tied for second on the team in digs. Carly Cisnero led the team in digs. Avery Scoggins was the young lady that was tied for you for second. We know what they can do offensively, but what does that mean to have 2 freshmen who are equally as skilled defensively on that end as well this season and moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I feel like it's great that we get to push each other, and there's also so many different, techniques and schemes and communicating with the girls on like whose ball is who, and it's just been cool to see so many different perspectives. And I feel like obviously I think that everybody at this level is going to be super competitive. So, seeing that, like obviously I think everybody wants to get as many digs as they can. So that's a goal for me for next year. It's nice to have girls that can push you so well. You're only going to get better when you can be with people like that. So I love it. They're so competitive and they're so driven. And, as much as I am the senior, I do admire so much about them. So it's going to be super fun to see them grow next year. And I think we're all going to improve together, which is great.
So obviously you had 4 extra games. So just the regular season, I think you had 45 in the postseason. So your regular season total was around 244. Did you put a number on that? Like, is there a number on your board that says 300 digs for the season? I mean, and what was that number for you? Do you have an idea going into a season? I want to get this many digs. My senior year, I think you had 160 something last year. I want to raise that number to this year.
I didn't really look too far season as a whole because, you never really know what the end of your season is going to look like. I did every single game. I always try to be up there, at least lead first or second in digs, at least 3 a set. Like I have each goal for each game, but now that you say that, I think that's a great idea for next year. I think I really just want to push myself next year. I think that I've improved a lot each year. So yeah, next year I think I'm going to be a little tougher on myself and see what else I can do.
So, and obviously you're what they, in this is a phrase I've heard throughout my time covering volleyball. You're what is phrased as a little. Did you always, like, as you got into this, did you always know I'm going to have to play defense because I'm not going to be much taller? Like, how do you, like, when you get into volleyball, is that just kind of immediately they say, okay, Haven, we're going to teach you defense because that's probably what you're going to be at this level?
Yeah, I mean, my first year, I think it was either 6th or 7th grade, and I was actually middle blocker.
Oh, wow,
I went
okay.
all the way. I went all the way around. I was middle back, middle blocker. I don't think I ever got subbed out once that season, and then I switched clubs, and immediately, exactly as you said, they put me in the libero jersey because there wasn't really much else. But I mean, I love the game, and defense was always what I was best at. So I didn't mind it. I mean, I feel like it might be the position I'd want to be no matter what. I like to dive. I like to be on the floor, and I like those hustle plays. I think they're super fun. So, yeah, I mean, when you are little, that's kind of what you're subjected to, but I don't mind it. Some other people might say otherwise, but I love it.
Haven, I just perusing your Instagram account, it looks like you love the water.
Yes, I do.
What do you love most about being in the water?
Oh my gosh, well, I love swimming. I love the ocean. My family is leaving in less than a week for Seaside, Florida. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the competitive nature in me, but whenever I'm in the ocean, my goal is to always be the farthest one out. So no matter how cold it is, I'm excited to go swim in the ocean, be with my family.
You're the exact opposite of me. I'm always the closest one in.
Well, then you'd be easy to beat.
What was Arizona always? Was Arizona always the place? Like, what other schools did you look at when you were coming out of Sunrise Mountain?
Yeah, well, growing up, I mean, both my parents went to ASU. Both my brothers went to ASU. My sister played volleyball for a couple years at Fairleigh Dickinson in New Jersey. So I'm a homebody. I think I knew I wanted to stay home. At first, I wasn't too sure if I wanted to play volleyball. It was kind of just something that I wanted to try out. And then I always liked U of A better than ASU because I thought the colors were cuter. So I always wanted to stick with U of A if I was going to stay in state. And then this opportunity just presented itself, and it was something I couldn't give up. I wanted to try it out. And I think each year I've grown to love the game like more and more. So it's hard to give it up right now where I feel like I'm at my peak,
There you go. Thank goodness for the red, white, and blue.
Right? I love it.
Haven, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Congratulations on a fabulous season, and we look forward to seeing you again out there next year.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Haven Wray, U of A senior libero, NIVC champions, your Arizona Wildcats with a 3-2 win over Bowling Green. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, this is your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With a collision that occurred on the northbound side of I-19 north of Ajo Way, northbound I-19 north of Ajo involving a semi. Got some pretty heavy backups on the northbound side of I-19 approaching and passing Ajo Way. Also some slowdowns for the eastbound side of I-10 making that merge onto southbound I-19. Other collisions, 12th Avenue and Ajo Way, Alvernon and Ajo, and also Tangerine east of La Cañada. 49 and clear tonight, sunny, 81 tomorrow, and 81 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's. Right now, save $15 on 5-gallon pails of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams All-Purpose Power Primer. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Valid through 12/20.
For all the latest news from Arizona Stadium, McHale Center, and High Corbin Field, make sure to like us on Facebook at Wildcats 1290. This is the exclusive home of Arizona Athletics. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Fade the rookie quarterback? I'm Sammy P, here to help you beat the books with BetQL. Atlanta has made a late season change under center as they try to make a push for the playoffs. New York comes to town with a dire QB situation of its own, but they are catching more than a touchdown. And that's too much for the BetQL model. BetQL New York plus 8.5 is a 5-star best bet. I'm Sammy P. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL and BetMGM apps today.
'Tis the season for spreading joy, love, and for Find a new vehicle. Oro Ford's year-end sale is going on now with deals that'll brighten your holiday. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ford Edges, up to $10,000 on new 2024 Ford F-150s, and up to $8,000 on new 2024 Ford Super Duty trucks. And with no dealer add-ons and zero city sales tax, you'll save thousands more. This holiday season, take the easy drive from anywhere in Tucson and save at Oro Ford's year-end sale. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at tryethos.com. That's tryethos.com.
It's another episode in the continuing story of Tobacco Barn's fight to save Tucsonans on their favorite tobacco products.
The other store prices are so high.
I'm Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
Who's responsible for these outrageous prices? I am. Pardon me while I teach this fellow some manners.
At Tobacco Barn, save up to 40%. Pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Hooray! When your tobacco savings are stolen, get to Tobacco Barn.
Get up to 40% off. Pay no city or state sales tax. And up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Captain Tobacco, I could just kiss you.
I know, ma'am. Animal magnetism. It's a gift I have to live with.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All the Who's down in Tucson like great deals a lot, but the Grinch who lived on top of Mount Demon did not. But he went to O'Reilly for the holidays to trade in his sleigh, and the price he got from his trade grew 5 times that day. This holiday season, come to the dealership even a Grinch can love. We're on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check us out at O'Reilly.com. Because at O'Reilly Chevrolet, we prefer that you visit us live. See us this holiday season, and together, let's drive.
This is Jim Rome with a Sports Minute. I appreciate Titans head coach Brian Callahan for giving an all-time soundbite yesterday. That said, I'm not really sure I understand why it happened. Of all the coaches to be standing up there at the podium, cussing like a sailor, the rookie coaching the 3-11 Titans would not have been at the top of my list. I'm Jim Rome.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I release your Thursday Night Report absolutely free on a recorded message line. 1-800-244-5506. Denver at LA. Denver's defense, anchored by a tough defensive line, can disrupt opposing offenses and generate turnovers. LA's defense, mainly their secondary, can shut down opposing passing attacks and create chances for their offense. Tonight is going to be a monster game. I've got the side and total. That's 2 big plays. John Anthony has you covered. Call 1-800-244-5506. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. 1-800-244-5506. You want information? I've got it. Denver, LA, side and total. I'd love to go 2-0 or get the rest of the season on me. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506. Or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is our number. Get in on the program right now. We were talking in the first segment. The college football playoff is upon us. The first ever 12-team playoff. And it starts tomorrow night with the first game. And we got a good one on night number one. Indiana and Notre Dame, the battle of the state of Indiana. Let's talk some college football now. Pleased to be joined by Jay Paterno, college football analyst. He's got a book out called Blitz that talks about the pressures of modern-day college football. And we were talking earlier in the week about the entire situation at Penn State right now where they are in the playoff and you've got a quarterback that's in the portal. I mean, perfect timing for your book, Jade, and perfect connection with Penn State that they're right in the middle of this story.
There is no doubt. I mean, we are in the craziest of times for college football, and unfortunately, the system that we're in kind of forces kids' hands at these things.
Yeah, I mean, it is nuts. It really is. I mean, obviously, we're dealing with a lot of situations out here. And here's what I said. Now, I want to get your opinion on it. We have obviously no one likes this system. No one likes that transactional situations are happening in December while the essential postseason is still going on. But again, if we want to, if the mantra is we want to do what's right by the kids, then I think until the system changes, you've got to allow kids to get into the portal if that's what they want to do. And we've seen a number of coaches still allow those kids to be a part of the current program. And I know that can be dicey because there's going to be some kids that are going to be angry. Well, if he's in the portal, why is he out here practicing? Why is he still on the depth chart? But I think ultimately, if we're going to do what's right by the kids, I think you have to allow them to be in the portal, still be on the team, still go through practices, especially in the situation like you guys are dealing with there, where if you might have to play 4 games, and if your starting quarterback goes down, what do you got?
There is no question. I think there is no national leadership on any of these issues right now. The NCAA is so gun-shy because they lose every lawsuit. They just got another injunction yesterday for the Vanderbilt quarterback to come back for another year. So no one seems to want to take control of this thing. And as such, there's really no guide rails. There's no guidance from anyone. And it does create this situation. Now, question mark as to, can the kid take a visit during this, that kind of stuff. And I think these guys have to kind of do, because of the system that's like musical chairs, they don't want to lose their spot at another school, and they don't want to lose the NIL money they might get from that school. So it's really an unfair system for everybody.
What would your father think of this?
Well, 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, whatever it was now, almost 4, when California passed the law allowing NIL, I think he and the guys of that generation, those coaches and ADs and administrators, would have gotten together and say, look, the plane is going to take off. Let's at least figure out where we're going to land this thing. And they would have been proactive in taking the bull by the horns and said, okay, here's where we think this can get to. And they would have done a great job of going in a unified front to, because they went through this in the early 80s when the NCAA monopoly on television was broken up. So those people all got together and came up with a national TV package that gave everybody kind of equal revenue, which allowed everybody to kind of stay in the conferences they were. So I think that's probably why they would have handled this.
We're chatting with Jay Paterno, college football analyst. He's got a book out called Blitz. It's interesting, Jay. One of the things you touch on in your book is the mental health struggles that these athletes are dealing with. And we obviously cover University of Arizona out here, new coaching staff this past year with Brent Brennan. But he said in a number of press conferences how we have to teach kids how to deal with what they're facing on social media. And I think 3 times he told the story about, if I dropped a pass when I was playing at UCLA back in the 90s, nobody cared about it, and nobody knew about it. But now, these kids go home after the game and there's 10,000 people in their DMs or on their socials telling them how bad a player and how bad of a person they are. How can we help these athletes deal with that now that we're in this age of social media?
Well, Well, I'm glad you brought that issue up because, I'm a trustee at Penn State and we're dealing with this campus-wide as a mental health issue with this generation of students. But when you take it to the football or the sports level, schools have not done a good enough job getting these kids ready to handle what's coming in the NIL age, in the portal age, all these things, because they are now all seen as independent contractors going from school to school. They're seen as professionals, whereas when, 10 years ago, they were seen as 19-year-old guys playing an extracurricular activity for the University of Arizona. And when you add in, they've got pressure from family to make NIL money. They got pressure to perform on the field. They got to go out on social media, promote themselves. They got to do all those things. Oh, and by the way, go to class and get an education. And so they put themselves out there. The schools have not done a good enough job of presenting and telling them these are the pressures that are going to come with trying to make the money and be an adult and handle that part of it. But also because you professionalize yourself and with legalized gambling. I mean, we never used to talk about point spreads. It's everywhere. There's prop bets, all these things going on. So because you're on social media, because the fans now have a lot of money into these things, the anger is very real. They have to, and then they get on your social media. So schools, and that's one of the reasons I wrote the book, because I want people to kind of know that is a big element of this whole thing. It's not all puppies and rainbows in the NIL transfer portal age.
Jay Paterno joining us, author and college football analyst. His book is called Blitz. It talks about the pressures of modern-day college football. We have the playoff we mentioned at the top, Jay, that starts tomorrow night. My whole thing, and I was not a proponent of the last system at all because I didn't think it was fair for everybody. My whole thing has always been I just want I want the top conferences to have their championship in this tournament, and that's all I've ever wanted. I don't care about the other 8 teams as long as the 4 conference championships are in it. They can, whoever gets in after that is fine with me. I'm not going to have that argument. But what are your thoughts on this new playoff and how it's going to proceed? And do you think that there's any things that we'll see tweaked as we move forward in the next couple of years with it?
I think you'll probably see a reseeding after the first round. I think when people, and this is not to disparage Boise State and certainly not disparage Arizona State, although in Tucson that's probably welcomed. But that being the case, I think you'll probably see a reseeding. I don't think you'll ever see us go back to 8 or 6. I mean, realistically, 8 is probably the number. But when you look at a team like Penn State or you look at a team like SMU, they lost their conference championship, so now they've got to win 4 more games and play 17 games. I think that that's a lot of football.
Yeah.
I think that in talking to Urban Meyer, they won it in 2014 in a 14 playoff and played 15 games. And he said, and they're playing with a 3rd-string quarterback. He said to me, if you had to go, we had to play 2 more games, we couldn't have fielded a team. And if you look at Michael Penix walking off the field last year after the Michigan game, had they won that game and had another round or 2, I don't think he could have answered the bell. He was so physically beaten up. So I think it's good that people have a chance to decide this on the field. Penn State went undefeated 4 times and was not voted national champions when my dad was a coach here. And we were fortunate in 1986, a Fiesta will put us on the same field as Miami. Or that might not have happened as well. So it's a good system, I think. But I think, the players are going to want to cut the money. There's no question that's coming. And they should get it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've name, image, and likeness is at the forefront of this right now. What do you see as the potential downsides to NIL? What's the biggest thing that needs to be addressed there? We'll start with there. And then I want to ask you, what's the biggest thing you want to see going forward with the transfer portal? You can go ahead and answer both those questions.
Well, I think realistically, NIL was supposed to be, like, for example, the running back at Arizona State. If Gatorade thinks they're going to get a return on investment by getting him to do stuff for him, or Quinn Ewers with Dr. Pepper, that's NIL. They're paying. What's happened is these collectives have come in, and you're paying a 2nd or 3rd team left tackle that nobody knows.
Yeah.
You're paying him to tweet about your collective to raise money for your collective, to pay him to tweet about the collective to raise money for the collective. And you get where I'm going at. It's really not, it's pay to play, semi-money laundering. But I think with revenue sharing coming next year, I think that's going to help temper that a little bit because, There's 20 million, 22 million is going to go to revenue sharing. Most schools around the country that I've talked to in terms of consulting are looking at 16 million going to football with 105-man rosters, about 150 grand per guy if you divvy it up evenly. So I think that's where it's going to land, and maybe the NIL will get back to. For most guys, it'll be legitimate NIL, but you're still going to have people that come up with bags of cash because that happened, 25, 30 years ago.
What's and obviously Arizona I've kind of categorized the U of A as one of those schools that's in the middle. And you're gonna have kids that are 1-star, 2 stars that maybe didn't get opportunities. They're gonna get an opportunity, maybe 3 stars at a school like Arizona. They're gonna take that opportunity and put all of their energy into it and play their butts off. And they're gonna have maybe that opportunity to step up to, if they want to go to a higher level, if they want to go to a USC. We've had players that have left here and gone to USC. We may have a player leave here and go to Texas or Washington or some of those upper echelon schools. How should fans handle that? Because obviously it's difficult when you take a 2 or 3 star kid and he turns into a star. At the same time, I mean, we had the conversation last week. Is that look at the best players now in college football. I mean, take Travis Hunter out of it because he went to Jackson State, but he was a 5-star kid. He could have gone anywhere. But Cam Scadaboo, the best running back in the nation, used the transfer portal to put himself in the position he was, as did Cam Ward, who started an Incarnate Word and now is the best player in college football. I mean, there's some huge success stories that we should be proud of as a result of the transfer portal as well.
Well, I think Arizona is in a very, very unique situation. I think last year, had there been a 12-team playoff and Arizona had gotten into it, I watched them a bunch. I've known Jed Fish for a while. I think they were a team nobody would have wanted to see at the end of last year. Now, the problem is a team like that, their guys get picked off, as you mentioned. But I think in the Big 12, Arizona State, I think have a really good opportunity because of weather, and because of that conference. They can get kids in and say, look, we're going to be in a position, if you stay here, to be in the playoff because we are in a conference where we can be one of the top 4 or 5 teams in this conference and win it on a regular basis. And if you can get that older team, I think that's going to happen. You see tremendous turnover in places like Alabama and those places. And their teams are always going to try and get younger because so many guys leave for the pros. But if you can get a team that you can keep guys around 3 and 4 years and have seniors playing against sophomores with similar talent levels, you're going to have a chance to win this thing. So I think Arizona's in a good spot if they can keep, like you said, if you can keep those guys. Now, the challenge is how do you keep them? If revenue sharing comes in and helps level the playing field, I think that definitely helps them.
Jay, the book is called Blitz. Where can people get the book?
Amazon.com is probably the easiest way to get it in a hurry. My website, JV Paterno, Jay, the letter V, Paterno.com is another place. And you know what? I wrote it really as a kind of almost like a cautionary tale. And also, it's the first time somebody's really kind of pulled the curtain back and told people what's really going on in this era. And I think it's important if you're involved, that you love college football or you're a parent, whatever, this is going to give you a real insight. It's not what I call, it's nonfiction fiction, which means these are real stories that I fictionalized so that if I had written this as a nonfiction book, I probably would have had my car blown up is what I'm getting at, because the names have been changed to protect the innocent in some cases, but to protect the guilty and tell in others. So it'll be an eye opener, and I think it's got a place in terms of really, if you're a college football fan, it's going to really open some things up to you.
Real quick, Jay, you want to say who's going to win this playoff? Do you have a pick?
Well, I have to say Penn State. I'm biased, but I'll tell you what, a couple teams that scare me right now. Ohio State is talented and angry. And I was at the Ohio State-Oregon game back in October, and I'll tell you, Oregon is physical, and they got incredible speed on the edge. Tez Johnson is and Gabriel reminds me a lot of Russell Wilson, watching him live. I mean, the same kind of movement, eyes downfield, and he's able to drop those deep balls in places that, Russell has that kind of drop arc that he has, and Gabriel has the same thing. So, and that said, I'll probably be wrong on all of them.
Jay Paterno, the book is called Blitz, the all-out pressure of college football's new era. Jay, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us.
Really enjoyed it. And if you guys want to send me some El Charo when you get a chance, let me know.
Oh, there you go. El Charo. Love that place. Thanks, Jay.
Absolutely. All right, man. Take care.
All right, Jay Paterno, much more coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to have our Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. I picked the game. Can you pick the winner? Maybe we only got a few weeks left, so maybe you get to pick the game this week. We'll decide that. DK on the Sports Tip. Dragon Ball is here. Everything happening in Southern Arizona in sports as well as around the world.
Wildcats Radio 1290. 2020 Sports.
Well, with the Arizona women's basketball non-conference schedule coming to an end on Monday, Adia Barnes' squad turns their attention to their first ever Big 12 season that starts up this Saturday against BYU. And despite having 2 losses to mid-majors from inside the state, Adia was pretty proud of her team's performance in the non-conference part of the season.
I think it was okay. It was hard for some of those games not having our best players, and it's not an excuse at all. But it is what it is. I think that stretch playing at NAU was hard. NAU played really well, but those are good teams. I don't think we have a bad loss. If you look, if you're just hearing, oh, GCU, NAU, those are teams we should beat. But if you look at their roster, look at their personnel, their experience, they're both teams that are probably going to win their conferences, and they're good. And they're both really experienced. So if you look at GCU, it's I think 13 new players, grad transfers, seniors. So they're more experienced. So they play well. So I think in the end, those aren't going to be bad losses. Tough because they're in-state opponents. So that's always hard. But for a young team, I think right now, when you play those veteran teams, like we have a chance. We're not going to win all those games. So I want us to play well against BYU because I think it's going to set the tone for the season.
Again, tip-off against the BYU Cougars will be on Saturday at 2 p.m. when they hit the hardwood out in Provo. And with the recent hiring of new offensive coordinator Seth Dagey, the Wildcats were curious as to who their quarterback would be for next season. Noah Fafita has answered the call. He announced that he will be returning to the program for a 2025-26 season. And along with Fafita's news dropping, the Cats also learned Genesis Smith will be back as well. And star wideout future NFL pick Tetsuo McMillan was officially announced as this year's Polynesian College Football Player of the Year. The Suns get back to action tonight as they take on the Pacers in the recently added to the Arizona Ring of Honor inductee TJ McConnell. And Phoenix will have one of their stars back as shooting guard Bradley Beal has been listed as available after missing the past few games with a knee issue. That means the Suns will have Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, as well as Yusuf Nurkic, with them now sitting 6th in a crowded Western Conference. And I'm Dragon Ball with your Wildcats Radio 2020 Sports Update. Here now, Kricket with your traffic and weather together.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Crash occurred on the northbound side of I-19 north of Ajo Way. Your freeway backups on northbound I-19 slowing as you approach Irvington to the I-10 I-19 junction. We've also got reported crashes on our surface streets at 6th Avenue in Irvington, 12th Avenue in Ajo Way, also Alvernon and Ajo with southbound slowing on Alvernon near Ajo. 49 and clear tonight, 81 sunny skies tomorrow, and 80 now. I'm Kricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather
This
together.
report is sponsored by PayPal.
This season, the PayPal app has amazingly low prices for holiday shopping. Get exclusive cashback offers in the app. And with the PayPal debit card, PayPal stacks 5% more in the monthly category of your choosing on up to $1,000 in purchases. Don't just pay, PayPal.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.
'Tis the season for spreading joy, love, and for Find a new vehicle. Oro Ford's year-end sale is going on now with deals that'll brighten your holiday. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ford Edges, up to $10,000 on new 2024 Ford F-150s, and up to $8,000 on new 2024 Ford Super Duty trucks. And with no dealer add-ons and zero city sales tax, you'll save thousands more. This holiday season, take the easy drive from anywhere in Tucson and save at Oro Ford's year-end sale. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
I don't feel so good.
You do feel hot. Dayquil Kids will take care of that fever.
What about my cough?
Dayquil Kids has that covered.
Will it make my throat feel better?
Yes, that too.
But will it taste good?
Yep, Dayquil Kids comes in your favorite flavor.
Purple?
Well, yes, it's grape.
Try new DayQuil Kids Plus Fever, the daytime coughing, aching, sore throat fever just for kids medicine. Safe for kids 6+. Use as directed.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be in the room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
You look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can help provide you with semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less.
How do I get started with Zelfie?
Just send them a text.
Text SOLVE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie to see if you're eligible. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text SOLVE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text SOLVE to 200-300. SOLVE to 200-300.
TV Tucson, Cumulus Media Station. The one and only home of Arizona basketball. Pre- and post-game coverage, play-by-play, and live press conferences. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
Wait, what's the CNWT?
Central Northwest Tucson. Duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
David Amata.
Hey, that's Dragon Ball to you.
And Kricket, getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
From the pistol, the handoff from Cousins to Bijan Robinson, bouncing to the outside. Robinson to the 45 and a stutter step before he lowers the pads and goes out of bounds at the Raider 40. It'll be a first down. Shotgun snap comes in. Cousins hands off to Robinson. Robinson at the 40 with a hole, cuts to the right at the 45 and spins out of contact to the 47. Bijan Robinson, the running back. Cousins gets the snap, gives to Robinson, hole up the middle, veers right to the 30, across the 35, got a block at the 40. Robinson across the 45, his jersey tugged on at midfield, and he goes out of bounds near the 45 of the Raiders. Isaiah Polamau runs him out after the 31-yard gain, and Bijan Robinson, well over 100 yards rushing on the night.
And Bijan Robinson has got a new quarterback after the Falcons went on the road and knocked off the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday night. It is Michael Penix Jr. time in the ATL as the Falcons have 3 games they need to win to make it to the postseason, and they're going with the rookie. How about that DragonBall.
Well, hey, look, before we get into anything about Michael Penix Jr., just a quick round of applause. Generational bag secure Kirk Cousins. That is an amazing, amazing feat. Here's the thing, and this is why I say it, DK. The best part about this is that no matter what happens, the Falcons have to pay Kirk his money. Because there is a no-trade clause, meaning they can't dump his salary on another team. If they're looking to get rid of him, they got to cut him and pay what they have due. So no matter what happens, Kirk gets his money.
Hey.
Kirko gets his cash.
I mean, whatever you got to do to get paid, right? I mean,
generational bag secure.
There you go. Hey, he's not going to be hurting. For sure.
Well, his foot is hurting, but besides that,
yeah,
his Achilles is killing him right now.
The body hurts. The body, after that many years of playing in this league, the body definitely hurts.
Yeah.
So Michael Penix Jr. is going to be the new quarterback. They've actually, and we had Bijan on Monday night this past week. They're going to get another primetime game because they have flexed the Falcons in that game, I believe, against the Commanders coming up in next week. They flexed that game into a primetime game. I think they flexed the Browns for the second time. The Browns got flexed out of a late season game because of how terrible they are. So a great opportunity again for
DTR
Bijan.
time.
Yeah, great time for DTR.
Dorian Thompson
Robinson's back underneath center for the Browns. Yay. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So, great opportunity for Bijan to get back in there. All right, we've got the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge coming. Actually, we're going to wait on this because we got into this segment a little bit late, and we've got cricket coming up here in a minute. So we will wait, and but I will tell you, Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge coming up in the next segment. So listen for the cue to call around 4:25. We might actually flex. I think we'll get it. We'll get it done in that segment there.
Oh yeah,
we'll get it done in that segment there. We are short show today until 5:00. Tommy Lloyd, get on over to the Union Public House. Start your Christmas holiday early by joining Tommy for a beverage and maybe some dinner and some basketball talk as the Wildcats won last night by 32 points. Your thoughts, Dave? You watched the game, David? What did you think of? I said that we need to start seeing the building blocks of performances by Caleb Love, and we saw the first one last night. I loved what Tommy said after the game because it's basically what we said. Okay, nice job. Do it again on Saturday.
Well, it was good to see Caleb really get involved, not just with his scoring. His shooting has been the microscope thing that everyone's been looking at. But I was actually impressed, and I got a play here for you. His ability to be a part of the defense leading to the offense was the big thing that I took away from that game last night.
Nothing there right away for Lucas Walls. Has the ball knocked away, stolen. Love with it for Arizona. Caleb down, stop, pop a three in transition, and he's got it. Timeout, Samford, as the Wildcats have built their biggest lead now at 39-21. Caleb Love with his second Lexus of Tucson Charity 3, coming off a turnover. That was turnover number 4 for the Bulldogs here.
Again, it's just as once you get involved in the defense, it makes scoring that much easier.
Oh, yeah.
And they were attacking the basket in waves. They did a lot of big-to-big passing was the big thing that I took away from that, because if you get the big guys involved in passing, which is what we saw from early on Tommy Lloyd's teams. We saw a lot of passing from Umar. We saw some passing from Azulis and stuff like that. The bigs would pass to each other and kick it out to the shooters. And if they can get more of that, I think they'll have a much greater success once they get to conference play here this next week.
Well, and I just love the aggressiveness they had in attacking the pressure last night by Samford, getting the ball up the floor and getting themselves easy basket, not just getting the ball up the floor and then stopping, but getting those transition baskets that we hadn't seen really a lot this season from this offense, defense to offense, as you were saying right there. 37 fast break points for the Wildcats last night. That is exactly what the doctor ordered, and it was good to see. Central Michigan coming up on Saturday at 2 p.m. at McHale Center, the final game before the Christmas holiday, and that'll be a 2 o'clock tip-off. Our coverage will begin on Saturday, Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, at 10:30 in the morning. So we actually get to sleep in just a little bit. I think we've gone these Saturdays. A couple Saturdays was 8:30 ago. A couple Saturdays was 8:30. Last Saturday's 9:30. This Saturday's 10:30. So we get to
speak for yourself.
This is a little bit.
This is one game where I would prefer us having to go ahead and do a late game or a very bright and early game, because I got to go ahead and be worried about what's going to happen with my Steelers and the Ravens for the AFC North
right.
battle.
Is that Saturday?
That's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh yeah. Well, sorry.
So my schedule's messed up.
Sorry about that, for sure.
You sound very sorry.
Right.
Oh, he's very sorry.
All right, let's see. We've got Kricket here with us today. Hey, Kricket, how are you? So this is Cricket's last show before the holidays, so she's going to be off tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so I thought...
Are you guys off next week? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, we're going to be off for the next 2 weeks, actually.
Oh, lucky. Very nice.
We're not going to do shows for 2 weeks. It's like, if Jim Rome doesn't have to do shows for 2 weeks, DK doesn't have to do shows for 2 weeks, right?
Boom.
But Jim Rome and Jim Rome doesn't have to do game days. We still have some game days mixed in there. I think 3, but yeah, we'll take a little downtime. It's been a long month. We had those 4 straight days of games, and that was a lot. So we'll take some downtime the next couple of weeks. So Christmas. Yes. I wanted to ask you guys, best Christmas gift ever. What was your best Christmas gift ever?
Maybe like a bicycle when I was a kid or something.
A bicycle or a specific bicycle?
I think it was just a bicycle.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was cool about it?
Well, I wasn't expecting it. And then first of all, I wasn't expecting it. And then while I was at Kmart with my grandma said, "Ooh, we should find a big red bow for your new bicycle." And I went, "What?"
Wait, what?
She accidentally spilled the beans.
No way.
Yeah.
Spilled the beans.
How did that happen?
She immediately went, "Oh, don't tell your mom I said that." Oh, I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, my gosh. Grandma.
She didn't mean it, but it just came out.
Okay.
What about you guys? Best gift?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
For me, probably, because admittedly, for one side of the family, I was a bit of a spoiled kid, so I kind of got a lot of stuff. I think probably the biggest one that I ever got was probably like my own personal, I think it was a PlayStation 2. I had a lot of fun with that growing up as a kid. Oh yeah, no, video games, and that was a big one. Recently, I probably would say the best Christmas gift that I got was from myself. I got a big tower computer, spent a lot of money on it, had all the bells and whistles on it, so it was a nice one. I was able to go and set aside the money and get myself a little bit of a treat to myself.
Nice.
Well, my favorite gift of all time, probably, I don't know if you guys remember this. It was called the Kick and Go. Do you remember the Kick and Go? You guys might be a little old. I know David's really too young for the Kick and Go. And
yeah, no, you guys
probably
were talking about the song drop in 1992 yesterday while I was away for the day, or I think it was Tuesday, and I was like, yeah, no, 1992, I wasn't born yet.
God, that's crazy. That is crazy to think.
The Chronic.
The Chronic, yeah, no, I was not born yet.
Wow. So you didn't remember.
I did not remember when it dropped. I do remember listening to it a lot as a kid, but I don't remember when it dropped.
So the Kick and Go was basically like it was a scooter that had a thing on the back that you would flex with your foot to make it go. So it was like a scooter,
pump, kind of?
Yeah, it was like a scooter, but it was a pump, but it was like it would propel. So it was kind of like a bike, but you would stand on it like a scooter, and then you would pump this thing in the back, and that's how it would roll you. It was called the Kick and Go.
Sounds dangerous.
Now with the concept of the scooter though, does this thing do the full rotation on the handle? Like, does it do a full 360?
No.
Okay,
no.
So it's not a scooter you could use as a weapon in a very dramatic situation, because you could take out some people's shins with those. That's one of the reasons I refused to be around people who had scooters, because I knew someone was going to go after me.
Someone was going down.
Someone was going to take out my shin, and I'd be walking with a limp for the rest of the day.
How long did you have that bicycle that Grandma messed up and told you about?
I don't know. I think through like grade school, I think. Probably fair.
So and so it was, and the best thing was that I don't know if you. Well, I'll see if I can find the song. There was a really cool song that went with it because Honda made the Kick and Go.
Oh,
it was
cool.
made by Honda, And so the song was like, you got to kick and go, wheels and turn, scream and shout all around the block with your Honda. Kick and go. It was really cool song.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was.
I like it.
I'll see if I can find it. We might play it in the next.
Now I wonder if that got. I wonder if that got more gas mileage than your Tercel.
That thing was all over. That thing was all over the apartment complex. Let me tell you, I was the coolest kid. And it was L.A. I got it in L.A. So of course you could go out and ride it right on Christmas Day.
There you go.
That was the cool thing about it.
Nice.
All right, so we got a bike, we got a PlayStation, we got the kick and go. We want to hear your favorite gift of all time. 520-848-1290. Call us or text us. Cricket, have a great Christmas.
Thank you. You too, gentlemen.
We will see you in 2025.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah,
see you next
year.
I'll probably see you before then.
All right. She's got your traffic and weather every 20 minutes.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Eastbound I-10 at the Cold Road off-ramp, a vehicle fire. Pretty big collision occurred at Broadway and Wilmot. Multi-vehicle crash, possibly involving 5 vehicles, Wilmot and Broadway. Heavy backups at that intersection. From earlier, northbound I-19 north of Ajo, a crash there. Still some slowing in that area. Also reported Ajo east of La Cholla and 6th Avenue in Irvington. Alvernon and Ajo also clearing. 49 and clear tonight, sunny, 81 tomorrow, and 79 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. New deals on last-minute gifts just dropped at Lowe's. Right now, get your choice of a Cobalt 8-piece standard or metric ratchet wrench for just $39.98. That's a $60 savings. Valid 12/19 through 12/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Sports fans in Tucson can't survive without 1290. In the fall, we bring you Arizona football, the NFL, and the Super Bowl. Then 1290 brings you Arizona men's basketball. And in the spring, Arizona baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for your holiday travel. And beyond the amazing low total tire prices, we'll include Jack's Plus Pack, a dozen tire-related services like touchless mounting, computerized balancing, new rubber stems, including the reset for tire pressure monitoring systems. Plus, you'll also get a lifetime of tire maintenance, rotations, rebalancing, and tire repairs. Jack's Plus Pack is a $249 value, and it's included with your new set of tires. We'll even throw in a free wheel alignment check if you want it, and it's all at the guaranteed lowest price. Get ready for holiday travel at any of Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 area locations. Call, stop by, or visit us online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
You know what people should talk about during the holidays? Politics. That is the worst.
No. Let me, Gary. That is the
Let me finish. Government's putting new mandates on ACs next year, right?
Right.
And prices will go up, right?
Right.
So, get a shiny new Grizzly AC from Alaskan AC before next year.
People will save money. I take it back. Gary, that is the best idea.
Nope.
Even better, a new Grizzly from Alaskan AC before the mandates begin, and you'll have no payments and no interest for a full year. Nope. Even better. Get a new Grizzly from Alaskan AC. Save before the government mandate kicks in. No payments and no interest for a year. Plus a 10-year warranty on all parts and labor if something breaks down.
Now that's the Alaskan way. Big savings, no payments for a year, 10 years of no worries.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
This amazing Alaskan offer ends December 31st.
AlaskanAC.com.
The Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon are taking over Orlando. Be there live to celebrate the NFL's biggest stars as they compete in an action-packed AFC versus NFC showdown, featuring flag football and skills competitions at Camping World Stadium on February 2nd. Don't miss NFL legends, celebrity coaches, and unforgettable fan moments. The Pro Bowl games presented by Verizon, Sunday, February 2nd. Tickets are on sale now and start as low as $29. Go to probowl.com/tickets to get yours today.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Why are there so many options to listen to Wildcats Radio 1290?
Like the Odyssey.com and iHeartRadio app.
Well, to be honest, they asked to carry the best sports station in town, and we didn't want to hurt their feelings.
That is so sweet.
This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
I'm Taylor Bisciotti with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. With 3 games left in the regular season, the Falcons deciding the future is now, announcing rookie Michael Penix will start at quarterback for the remainder of the season over Kirk Cousins. Head coach Raheem Morris saying, "We made the decision because we needed to play better at that position." Kirk Cousins, who signed a 4-year, $180 million contract last offseason, saying, quote, "It's pro football. There's a standard that I have for myself that the team has for me. Unfortunately, I wasn't playing up to that standard consistently enough." Meantime, the Browns are going with Dorian Thompson-Robinson this week at quarterback, and the Titans are starting Mason Rudolph. Lions running back David Montgomery is seeking a third opinion on his knee, which is why the team has yet to place him on injured reserve. Head coach Dan Campbell saying earlier this week Montgomery tore his MCL and would undergo season-ending surgery. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Come on in to Total Wine & More. Prices much lower than a grocery store. Spirits, wine, beer for a whole lot less. Walking down the aisles makes you stop and say, yes! From mixing cocktails, a friendly get-together, or a brunch outdoors, Total Wine has everything you need, and more. With the lowest prices and best selection for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, that's right. I had a kick and go back in the day. Let's take a listen to this right here.
Real kick from Honda. The kick and go.
Just kick and go, lean and turn, squeeze and stop all around the block on the Honda, Honda, Honda. Kick and go, kick and go. Easy, quiet and fun, fun, fun for you. Fun and easy riding, Honda, kick and go.
The kick and go from Honda. Available at your Honda motorcycle dealers. One-piece assembly required.
It was an awesome little device, little scooter, like I said, and you could just kick. It was like it had the little thing on the back. Use your right foot, left foot if you were left-footed, and you were just on the move.
Mm-hmm.
It was better than a bike. I still say it was better than a bike. Now you couldn't go as far because you'd get tired kicking that thing around if you were trying to. But for a kid that's like, it was kind of that in between before you got a real bike kind of thing. You could just kind of tool around on it, and it was a lot safer than a bicycle.
Right.
I thought so anyway. So there you go. My life with a kick and go. I'm sure somebody had a kick and go. Am I the only one that had a kick and go? If you had a kick and go growing up, I want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number, and you can tell us even if you didn't have a kick and go. I just want to hear what your best Christmas gift ever was. What was the game you played on your PlayStation?
Oh man, probably the main one that I immediately think of is Kingdom Hearts. That one was a big one with the Disney and the Final Fantasy characters. That was a big deal to me growing up.
Nice. That is awesome. All right, let's right now it's time to give you your BetQL top plays of the day, and BetQL, as always, is brought to you locally by Oro Ford at 3950 West Highway 77 in Oracle.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with BetQL. The NBA is back in action this evening, and the BetQL model is focusing on a Western Conference matchup. The Mavericks host the Clippers in Dallas tonight. The Mavericks will be without Luka Doncic for this one, but Dallas has gone 5-1 this year in games he's missed. The BetQL model thinks Dallas can go 6-1 without Doncic. Their best bet in the NBA is taking Dallas and laying the points against the Clippers. Bet smarter and beat the books with BetQL, and download the BetMGM app today.
'Tis the season for spreading joy, love, and for buying a new vehicle. Oro Ford's year-end sale is going on now with deals that'll brighten your holiday. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ford Edges, up to $10,000 on new 2024 Ford F-150s, and up to $8,000 on new 2024 Ford Super Duty trucks. And with no dealer add-ons and zero city sales tax, you'll save thousands more. This holiday season, take the easy drive from anywhere in Tucson and save at Oro Ford's year-end sale. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
So we got the Mavericks minus 4.5 over the Clippers tonight. You taking that one there, Dragon Ball?
Without Luka, it's tough. I'll trust them on this one, but normally when I hear that a guy is not going to be in the lineup, that drastically affects whether or not I think the team is going to be able to perform as good as they would with him rather than without.
All right, so you got Kyrie Irving averaging 24 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists per ball game this season. James Harden on the other side, 22, 7, and 8, two of the top players in the National Basketball Association. Clippers come in at 15 and 12. Mavericks are 17 and 9. That is your top play tonight, courtesy of BetQL. Now, we took an L last night. We weren't on the air, but we still tracked our suggestions. We took an L last night on William and Mary. They had Richmond +3 on the road at William and Mary. That game did not come home as we expected, as William and Mary knocked off Richmond. That's a rivalry down there. Have you ever been to Colonial Williamsburg?
I have never been.
No, it's really. I think I was probably about 10 or 11 years old when I went to Colonial Williamsburg back in the day. That's where all those colleges in Virginia, Richmond and William and Mary, and all of those are located in that general area. But a fun thing to see if you're a kid growing up, the history of our country, for sure. So we took an L last night. We've taken a lot of L's. I think we're still we did win on the Bucks, though. We won on the Bucks and the NBA Cup, Bucks +5 over the Thunder. They ended up winning that game by 16. So I think we are right now +13. So we're down to +13. But again, we were at +27 at one point. So we've taken we're -14 over the last 6 weeks or so. So it's been a tough go, but again, we're still +13 overall. We've got some college football plays for the Bulls that we'll give you coming up. We'll give you the ones we have coming up tomorrow, and keep it. Obviously, we'll be off all of next week, but we'll still keep you abreast of everything that's happening. So follow us on our Twitter, Wildcats1290, as well as Facebook as well. And we've also got a couple of NFL plays. We'll give you those tomorrow on the show. All right, so that is your top play for today, courtesy of BetQL, and it is brought to you locally by Oro Ford at 3950 West Highway 77 in Oracle. They did not give us any plays on tonight's NFL game, but it is time now for the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. It is the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. I pick the game. Can you pick the winner? First caller to ring the lines at 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 has a chance to win I believe it's $25, if I'm not mistaken, because I think the winner was won last week. So it is $25 gift card. If you pick the winner of the game that I'm going to select, it is a $50 gift card. A prize pack if you pick the wrong game and that does not come to fruition. So that is where we are on the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge. I'm trying to see if we had a winner. I don't recall. JW usually manages this, so I don't recall if we had a winner last night or not. Did we have that in the show on Monday? Let's go back to Thursday real quick and see if I can play that from last Thursday's show. I don't see it in there from Thursday either. So we'll have to we'll figure it out. You'll pick the game, I'll pick the winner, or you'll pick the game, I'll pick the game, you'll pick the winner, and we'll figure out the money coming up later. All right. We've got John. John, you're on DK on Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290. How are you?
Doing great. How about you?
I'm doing awesome, John. I think I've already let you pick a game, so I can't let you pick the game because you've done this before. So I'm going to pick the game today. Actually, Dragon Ball already picked the game, I should say, and I think he picked a pretty good one. So it is going to be this week, the game of the week. We went with the game of the week last week. It's crunch time, so I guess we have to kind of stay with that format. Eagles at the Commanders this weekend. It is the Eagles, 3.5-point favorite on the road. Just to give you an indication, we don't play the spread, though. This is a straight-up bet. I have picked the game, John. Who do you think is going to win between the Eagles and the Commanders?
It's pretty much a toss-up, I think, but I'm going to go with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Why Philadelphia, John? They can't even get along.
They're favored.
That makes it easy. They're favorite. They're fighting. Those teams always seem to come out on top in football, right?
Yes, sir.
Jaden Daniels has had a very good rookie season, though, for the Commanders. 3,000 yards passing, 17 touchdowns, just 6 interceptions. They are 9-5, but the biggest free agent pickup of the year has been Saquon Barkley. There's all this talk that running backs don't matter anymore, but yet Saquon Barkley goes to the Eagles and Derrick Henry goes to the Ravens, and both of those teams have taken those pickups and put themselves right in the mix. Not that they weren't good teams before, but it just solidifies good quarterbacks. Would Dragon Ball, would you agree with that?
Well, I would agree with that, considering the man is only, 220 yards away from getting to the 2,000-yard mark for the season. I mean, he has been a stellar back.
You're talking about Derrick Henry.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I'm talking about Saquon Barkley.
Saquon he needs more than that. I thought
he's
like
300.
300.
Is at 1688, so about 320 yards.
Okay, yeah.
And in 3 games, he might be able to do it.
Yeah. Oh, no question. No question at all. Absolutely. All right, John. So, John, you've got the Eagles, and I have got the Commanders, and you've been through this before. If you win, you get the gift card. If I win, you get the prize pack, which I think you like more anyway.
Hey, are you traveling next week, or you got the whole week off? Huh?
I am going to be here. Yeah, I am going nowhere, which is actually nice because normally when I take time off, I'm getting on a plane and going somewhere, but no, I'll be here. I'll be just hanging out. Heck, if these 80s continue, you might see me by my pool next week.
Well, that'll be me traveling. We're going to Castle Rock, Colorado, to visit the grandson.
I was just gonna say, man, if you were gonna be here, I might have some golf time available.
Well, towards the end of the week, we're only gone for about 5 days, or 4 days, I think.
Let me know. Maybe we can get out on the golf course later in the week.
Definitely the Top Golf. I still got that
the
set
Top
up
Golf.
over there.
Yeah, we can do that too. Anytime I can swing a club and drink beer at the same time, no matter where it is a good thing.
You got to slip me your number off the air though, so I can hook you up.
All right. Well, I think I have your number, so I will text that to you.
10-4.
There you go, John.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Merry
Too,
Christmas.
brother. You too. Appreciate you playing. John is a longtime caller to the show. I think he was the one. The only time we picked, I let the caller pick. He picked the losing team because he wanted the prize pack and not the money. So there you go. All right. DK on the Sports Tip. We've got one more segment to go before the Tommy Lloyd Show, so stay tuned for that. We'll give you your Desert Diamond Casino replay and a few more things. T.J. McConnell, well, let's hear a little bit what he had to say last night up at the McHale Center on his night. Kricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic. Broadway and Wilmot, multi-vehicle collision there at Wilmot and Broadway Boulevard. Southbound and westbound backups. Ajo, east of La Cholla, earlier crash there. Slowdowns at Ajo and La Cholla, more slowing at Ajo Way and Mission. Earlier wreck that occurred northbound I-19 north of Ajo has cleared. Just believe a state trooper off on the left. Also, and still some slowing on the northbound side of I-19 near Ajo. Alvernon and Ajo clearing, and an earlier vehicle fire eastbound I-10 at the Kolb Road off-ramp. Clear skies, 49 overnight, sunny, 81 tomorrow, 79 now. I'm Kricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
Imagine with your approved credit, you can get up to $11,000 off on the new 2024 Silverado. They make great stocking stuffers this time of year, if you have a stocking the size of a garage.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows how to save you time and money. Order what you need by 2 p.m. to get it delivered same day. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes for same-day delivery. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. More terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Our Black Friday week of savings has been extended into December. Right now, every set of tires is on sale, and you can stack on manufacturer's rebates for even more savings, up to $180 more. We've also got popular maintenance services at up to 50% off to get you road trip ready for your holiday travel. And beyond the amazing low total tire prices, we'll include Jack's Plus Pack, a dozen tire-related services like touchless mounting, computerized balancing, new rubber stems, including the reset for tire pressure monitoring systems. Plus, you'll also get a lifetime of tire maintenance, rotations, rebalancing, and tire repairs. Jack's Plus Pack is a $249 value, and it's included with your new set of tires. We'll even throw in a free wheel alignment check if you want it, and it's all at the guaranteed lowest price. Get ready for holiday travel at any of Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 area locations. Call, stop by, or visit us online. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
I'm here to announce the new collaboration, the Snoop Dogg, Arizona Ball. Presented by Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop.
You're invited to a historic day for Tucson on Saturday, December 28th.
I'll be there.
This is big time Tucson with the Tailgate Festival starting at 10 a.m.
Will you be there?
Then at 2:30, it's the only bowl game with all net proceeds to charities.
We'll see you there.
With tickets at thearizonabowl.com, it's doggone good for Tucson. Tickets at thearizonabowl.com.
Hey homeowners, are you ready to chill out and go green? Goodfellas Air Conditioning can help. Introducing our latest lineup of energy-efficient systems featuring the new R32 refrigerant. It's cooler, greener, and better for the planet. You'll enjoy lower energy bills and a smaller carbon footprint. Not a fan of change? Goodfellas has a surplus of reliable R410 systems available. Unsure about what system you have or have questions? Give us a call for a free inspection. Goodfellas Air Conditioning, keeping it cool, keeping it green, and always keeping you comfortable.
We all know just because gifts for loved ones can look like flowers, a spa day, or maybe even planning date night. But what about something that will truly last and protect your loved ones along the way? I'm talking about life insurance. I called SelectQuote to secure our coverage and couldn't believe how easy and affordable it was. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. With monthly payments less than the cost of a bouquet of flowers, this is the perfect time to make sure your family is protected.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-596-2626 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-596-2626. 1-800-596-2626. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
And the Wildcats have won it. What a day at McHale Center. What's the best part of being at McHale Center live for Arizona basketball? Being right up against the action, witnessing history, and not only watching the game, but feeling that. Join the party because the place to be in Tucson is McHale Center with 15,000 of your closest Wildcat friends. Help your Wildcats protect home court and lock in your tickets today. Call 520-621-2287 or visit ArizonaWildcats.com. Bear down, go Cats.
For Beverly, winning the fight against vision loss means focusing on what's closest to her. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is committed to funding research to end blinding retinal diseases. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Learn more at fightingblindness.org.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. The Denver Broncos and Los Angeles Chargers kick off Week 16 this evening. Both of these teams have overachieved this year, and both should also be headed to the playoffs. However, if either of these teams want to take that next step come 2025, they need to improve their skill position players around Bo Nix and Justin Herbert. And both Denver and Los Angeles should be all in on trying to land the services of soon-to-be free agent wide receiver T. Higgins when the new league year does begin. I'm Zach Gelb.
Hey, sports fans, if you're not calling John Anthony, you're simply missing out. To prove it, I'm releasing your Thursday Night Report absolutely free on a recorded message line. 1-800-244-5506. Denver at LA. Denver's defense, anchored by a tough defensive line, can disrupt opposing offenses and generate turnovers. LA's defense, mainly their secondary, can shut down opposing passing attacks and create chances for their offense. Tonight is going to be a monster game. I've got the side and total. That's two big plays. John Anthony has you covered. Call 1-800-244-5506. John Anthony Sports, #1 against the spread. 1-800-244-5506. You want information? I've got it. Denver, LA, side and total. I'd love to go 2-0 and get the rest of the season on me. 1-800-244-5506. That's 1-800-244-5506. Or go to johnanthonysports.com.
Sponsored by JFSR Group.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We've got you to the top of the hour, and it is the Tommy Lloyd Show coming up next here at 5:05 on Wildcats Radio 1290. And then NFL football tonight, Chargers and Broncos. That is coming up for you at 6 o'clock here as well. So still lots in store for you. Let's talk to our guy, Paul from Phoenix. You're on DK on the Sports Tip.
David, hey, first and foremost, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you and all the crew over there.
You too,
okay,
Paul.
Now, the couple things here. I told Dragon Ball toys. First off, if you listen to your Honda song,
yeah.
What did you call that item again?
The Kick and Go.
Okay, Kick and Go. Go play Loggins and Messina. There's a Loggins and Messina song that I wonder if Honda had to pay them some royalty. Listen how close. When evening rolls around and it's time to go to town, there you go. Listen to that and go, huh.
When evening goes around and it's time to go, Loggins and Messina.
Listen to that song. I don't know what the name of the song is, but you'll know it. You'll know it. I can't remember what the name of the song, but you'll find it. Dragon Ball will find it probably. But here's the other thing. So my two favorite gifts, 1969, I'm aging myself, 1970. 69 was a train set for my brother Phil. Okay?
All right.
Train set, brother Phil. 1970, electric football. Remember electric football?
Oh, yes. Electric football.
Electric football. And that was the year that I think it was Vikings, Dolphins, or maybe it was 71, whatever year it was. But it was Vikings, Dolphins, Super Bowl type thing. But one end zone was painted red, one was painted blue, NFC, AFC, blah, blah, blah. Well, the funny thing is, I have both of them still. I still have both of them. It's kind of cool.
Did you ever have NFL Strategy, the game where you would put the cards in?
No, I did not.
NFL Strategy. That was a really cool one.
I had one that was called Monday Night Football, and that was back in those early 70s again also, and I wore that one out. But holy mackerel! But just real quick with I told Dragon Ball that I talked about the portal. Genesis Smith, that's good news.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, Noah, that's great news. I heard a radio station up here in Phoenix that they said, well, it probably cost Arizona something like 6 figures to keep Noah. Now, I don't even want to hear that stuff. We'll just let it go. I don't know. It is what it is, right? But the one thing is, I think that we're getting some kids, and I will leave you with this as I like I said, I hope you enjoy your holiday and all that stuff. I'm still waiting for that defensive coordinator. So obviously, but we've picked up some kids on the defense. So however they're doing it. So it's all good. It's all good.
There you go.
There you go. But listen to that song. Listen to that. What was that song? The old folks say that you got to entertain by 10. If you heard that song and you play your Honda song,
okay.
I think there's a little bit of, but hey, I'm sure maybe they paid Loggins and Messina a little royalty back in the day. So there you go.
Maybe.
Yeah. So Okay, you take care, David. Merry Christmas to you.
You too, Paul. Appreciate you as
Thank you.
always.
Okay,
I'll have to.
bye-bye.
Loggins and Mesita were part of that that documentary, doc as in Yacht Rock, the documentary that we watched a few weeks ago. They talked a little bit about, obviously, Kenny Loggins was very into that whole genre, and he came from Loggins and Messina. I don't remember the song, though, that Paul is talking about. I'll have to see if we can find that, though.
Right.
Interesting things there. But, yeah, I mean, the electric, do you know about electric football, David?
Electric football, I do know. My dad, as a matter of fact, this is probably one of the main ones that he's very proud of. We still have the old Monday Night Football board game, and with the cassettes and everything.
Wow!
So that's an old thing that my dad still has. We try to keep it as good as we possibly can, but as we all know, cardboard doesn't stay good for very long.
Yeah, NFL strategy was cool because you had an offensive card and a defensive card, and then you would put the cards together and you would slide them into the right side of the game, and then it was like a little thing you would pull down. It was like kind of like you would pull it down. It had a flex, and then the ball would pop back up, and then wherever it landed, course on the card would correspond to the play. And then it had a little thing, and you would move the thing across the board, and that was kind of how it worked. It was really cool. Oh man, I loved that. I would play NFL strategy all day long. I loved that one more than I liked electric football because electric football was really cool, but then you couldn't really, you couldn't make passes. It was you could try to make passes. It had this thing where you could kind of throw the ball, but it wasn't like, it got frustrating. Electric football was cool to look at, and then it would get frustrating the more you played it, though, because it's like, well, I can't throw the ball. There's no passing in this game. It's all run plays. And then you would just turn it, and then you would just turn it up really high and just make the players rattle.
Well, what you're saying is that it was the perfect game for ground chuck.
Exactly. There you go. Perfect game for ground chuck. All right, let's give you. I want you to. Let's do Desert Diamond Casino replay first because we got it. That's sponsored. Let's get that in here.
And now, the best thing you will hear all day.
Hachi-machi!
It's time for the Wildcat Radio Replay. In case you missed this earlier in the day, we now bring you the best of 1290. It's made possible by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Yeah, the Arizona Volleyball team won the NIVC championship on Tuesday night, and it's terrible that we're in this age where I'm walking out of the building. And all I'm thinking about is who's leaving and who's coming back. Who's leaving? Who might leave? Well, might the stars leave? Might any of the stars leave? Who's going to come back? It's terrible that we're at a point now where that's the first thing you start thinking about after the end of these seasons is who might not come back. Well, we got a piece of good news today about who is coming back. I was at McHale Center on Tuesday night when the Arizona Volleyball team completed an unbelievable run to finish the season, 11 consecutive wins in a National Invitational Volleyball Championship. They did not do it the easy way. They did it the hard way, having to go to 5 sets to knock off the Bowling Green Falcons, but they got it done, and we're pleased to be joined by senior libero Haven Wray, one of the seniors on this team. Now, I always have to ask, Haven, and we appreciate you joining us, are you completely done, or do you have the option to come back for another year?
I knew this was coming. Hi, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, well, I do have a 5th year. I redshirted my freshman year. I actually just talked to my coaches about that, and I am super excited to announce that I am going to stay for a 5th year. I mean, I feel like I've got to. This team is on a great roll right now, and I feel like we're going to do a lot of things next season. So, yeah, I want to be a part of it.
See, there we go. I love it when we get some breaking news on our show. Haven Wray is staying for another year. That is awesome to hear. Out of Peoria, Arizona, up there, Sunrise Mountain High School grad.
That was the Wildcat Radio Replay with the best of the best from 1290. It's brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, Haven Wray staying. We talked about how many digs maybe she'll get next year. She had 289 with 4 extra games for playoffs. So I think 300. I would put it. Let's go for 300 digs next year, Haven. What do you think about that? Let's make 300 digs happen.
I like that you may have given her something new to do for her offset, because the way that you approach that, she's like, I never thought about putting down a number of digs and all these other things that like for statistics wise. So you're giving people ideas on how to push themselves for next year, DK.
There you go. That's what we try to do. All right, real quick, let's hear a little bit from TJ McConnell last night in his media session talking about being inducted into the Ring of Honor.
TJ, what did it feel like to be back on the McHale Center court, knowing why you were here?
It was special. Just coming back and seeing the fans and everyone part of the program and people that worked here when I was here. No other way to describe it. It was just special, and I'm really happy to be back.
When you last played a game here, did you think that 10 years later something like this was possible?
No. I didn't even know I'd be playing professional basketball. So, the world works in mysterious ways. I've been incredibly blessed. But to come back here 10 years later and be in the Ring of Honor, can't really put it into words.
You had a lot of memorable moments here. Any ones stick out?
I would probably say when I kissed the A on senior day, and just wanted to try to recreate that moment and show appreciation to this amazing university and the best fans in college basketball.
Can you talk about your stretch here? I think you 69 and 9, so whatever it was, just that 2-year stretch where they didn't lose very much.
Yeah. Like you said, it was like 69 and 9. I think that's a testament to the type of coach Coach Miller is and the players that I was, fortunate to play alongside of. So I have to give all the credit to them, and because it was a collective effort.
Did you have a chance to go in and talk with the team beforehand?
No, we got here basically right as I was supposed to go out, so I wasn't able to talk to him, no.
Have you kept up with the team?
A little bit. I talked to Justin Kokoski, Brian Brigger, Coach Murph. They keep me up to date with, what's going on in the team and stuff.
I think 2 people believed in you, that you would do this. Coach Miller, who said it a lot, and probably you, maybe, despite what you said. Would it be storybook to say that this has happened this way?
Maybe. It was definitely more Coach Miller believing in me than me believing in myself, especially playing in the NBA. You never know. But he instilled that confidence in me and saw it from day one. That's why we're so close to this day.
Were you down here last year for Ben's?
Yep. We were able to come for that.
What's it been like playing with him, his career that you've seen so far?
I mean, he's been amazing. He just continues to get better. Unfortunately, he went down with an injury last year and had to watch from the sidelines, but he's worked on his game all summer, and you can see it by how well he's playing.
Do you have advice for guys like you or similar situation to get to the level that you've become, even not 10 years, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the advice for someone in my shoes, 10 years ago, is that anything's possible. There's going to be a lot of naysayers along the way that are going to tell you you're not good enough in whatever you do. But if you put your head down and go to work, anything's possible. I feel like I'm living proof of that.
TJ McConnell, 10 years in the National Basketball Association. How awesome is that? Great to see him last night. That's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Haven Wray and Jay Paterno for joining us. For Dragon Ball, for Cricket, I'm David Kelly. J-Dub had the day off. That is our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Tommy Lloyd Show next. NFL after that. Chargers and the Broncos. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3 o'clock. DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The 4th-ranked UConn Huskies basketball team set a program record Tuesday night, sinking 23 pointers in a 101-68 victory over Iowa State. UConn scoring spearheaded by a dominant trio, including freshman Sarah Strong, who led the way with 29 points. Teammates Paige Beckers and Ashlyn Shade both dropped 27 in this Huskies blowout win. Shade not only set her new career high in points, but the sophomore also nailed 7 of those triples as her squad raised the bar with a new single-game record.
It means everything to be a part of something that's so big. Being a part of UConn history, it's just super surreal, and I'm glad that I could contribute and accomplish that with my team.
UConn is now 10-1 on the season, winning back-to-back contests after falling to Notre Dame. Up next for the Huskies, a sold-out home game Saturday versus Juju Watkins and the 7th-ranked USC Trojans. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Amy Lawrence on Westwood One.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check you have a full tank of gas first before road tripping through the desert.
Empty? Seriously? Maybe I can walk.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Maybe I can't.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Terms apply. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Get last-minute gift and stocking stuffers now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. For the do-it-yourselfer on your list, save $10 on a Power Torque Tools 39-piece tool set in an ammo can-style case. The Armor All gift pack is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. And you can save $5 now. Shop your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With collisions that are reported, Oracle near Orange Grove on southbound, Oracle approaching Orange Grove, Wilmot and Broadway, please avoid that intersection. Multi-vehicle crash heavy southbound and westbound backups at Broadway and Wilmot. Also still some slowing, had an earlier wreck southbound Alvernon at Ajo. Eastbound I-10 at the Kolb Road off-ramp, earlier vehicle fire and still some slowing there. 49 and clear tonight, sunny 81 tomorrow and a 77 now. I'm Kricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Big O Tires. Trust a team with expertise that goes beyond just tires at Big O Tires. 'Tis the season of savings at Big O. Get $100 to $200 in rebate savings on 4 select in-stock necks and tires with installation purchase now through December 31st. Details at BigOTires.com.
Thanks to Total Wine, you saved more on all the gifts for the ones you adore. Wine, spirits, beers, all nestled on shelves. Got some advice from our helpful elves. Oh, so many gifts to explore when you go to Total Wine and More. Bottles so delightful, whoa. Priced so amazingly low.
Curbside pickup and delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
1290 is the one place you can always count on for Arizona Wildcat sports.
Oh, man, praise the Lord. Thank you.
You will never miss a game if you have your radio locked on 1290.
Such a good feeling to be a Wildcat.
Wildcats Radio 1290.
'Tis the season for spreading joy, love, and for buying a new vehicle. Oro Ford's year-end sale is going on now with deals that'll brighten your holiday. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ford Edges, up to $10,000 on new 2024 Ford F-150s, and up to $8,000 on new 2024 Ford Super Duty trucks. And with no dealer add-ons and 0 city sales tax, you'll save thousands more. This holiday season, take the easy drive from anywhere in Tucson and save at Oro Ford's year-end sale. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
It's another episode in the continuing story of Tobacco Barn's fight to save Tucsonans on their favorite tobacco products.
The other store prices are so high.
I'm Captain Tobacco.
My hero.
Who's responsible for these outrageous prices? I am. Pardon me while I teach this fellow some manners. At
Tobacco Barn. Save up to 40%. Pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation. And save up to $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Hooray! When your tobacco savings are stolen, get to Tobacco Barn.
Get up to 40% off. Pay no city or state sales tax. And up to another $3 with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Captain Tobacco, I could just kiss you.
I know, ma'am. Animal magnetism. It's a gift I have to live with.
Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
You know what people should talk about during the holidays? Politics. That is the worst.
No. Let me, Gary. That is the
Let me finish. Government's put new mandates on ACs next year, right?
Right.
And prices will go up, right?
Right.
So, get a shiny new Grizzly AC from Alaskan AC before next year.
People will save money. I take it back. Gary, that is the best idea.
Nope. Even better, a new Grizzly from Alaskan AC before the mandates begin, and you'll have no payments and no interest for a full year.
Nope. Even better. Get a new Grizzly from Alaskan AC. Save before the government mandate kicks in. No payments and no interest for a year. Plus a 10-year warranty on all parts and labor if something breaks down.
Now that's the Alaskan way. Big savings, no payments for a year, 10 years of no worries.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
This amazing Alaskan offer ends December 31st.
AlaskanAC.com.
You got me.
The galaxy is safe once again.
Sometimes kids play with pretend guns. It's up to us to make sure they don't play with real ones. Keep yours stored locked and unloaded. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Serving in Vietnam, a grenade took my ability to see. I'm Michael Naranjo, and I'm a veteran. Today, I'm a sculptor. My fingers are my eyes.
DAV helps veterans like Michael get the benefits they've earned. They help more than 1 million veterans every year.
With DAV, more veterans can shape their lives into a thing of beauty. My victory is bringing beauty into the world.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hi, I'm Kathy Bates. Anyone will tell you battling cancer is not pretty, and neither are the complications like lymphedema, a chronic disease that can leave anyone undergoing cancer treatment with a lifetime of swelling and pain, often affecting
The one and only home of Arizona baseball. Pre- and post-game coverage, play-by-play, and live press conferences. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Arizona Sports Enterprises and the University of Arizona proudly present the Tommy Lloyd Radio Show. Each week, the Cats head coach talks Wildcat basketball with the fans of Arizona. The Tommy Lloyd Show comes to you from Union Public House at the corner of Campbell and River in Tucson. Now, let's talk Wildcat basketball. With Coach Lloyd, here's your host, the voice of the Wildcats, Brian Jeffries.
All right, happy holidays, everybody, and welcome back to Union Public House. Great to have you along here. It's our second go-round outdoors on the stage. I tell you what, if you want to live in paradise, you just have to come down here to Union Public House on Thursday. This is it.
Brian, you're doing a great job with the weather.
Oh, fantastic.
80 degrees outside. Come on, it's amazing.
Couldn't be better. We're going to be here until 6, so if you're driving by, come on in and join us. We'll talk about the Wildcats here for the next hour or so, and then get ready for their game on Saturday, the last non-conference game of the regular season. The Central Michigan Chippewas will be in town, 2 o'clock tip-off at McHale Center, and then it's on to Big 12 play after that, and we'll get a brief look at that coming up ahead. So, Coach, win last night, and a good one over Samford. 96 to 64 last night at McHale Center. A lot of guys played well last night. You had a chance, I know, to go back and look at the film now, and what stood out for you?
Well, actually, I haven't.
Okay.
Because trying to prep for this next game, and things are hitting hard. But guys on our staff have evaluated the game, and we shared some of the stuff with the guys today. I think we're trending in the right direction. I really do. Obviously we were a little disappointed after that UCLA game. We felt like we put ourselves in position to win, and we've kind of been fighting for that. And we just kind of didn't get it done at the end, which was, disappointing. but the guys responded. We had a couple good days of practice, and Samford's a really interesting team. I mean, they're a 1 of 1. No one else is playing like that. So obviously I'm a little bit concerned going into the game, and I thought our guys just did a really good job overall. Just kind of handling their pressure and having a kind of a professional approach to how we wanted to play, and we got the result. It felt a little bit better. Now let's wrap our arms around that and see if we can get some momentum.
Could we use aggressiveness as a description of how your team played last night?
Yeah, I always want to be aggressive. But I just think our potential is going to be unlocked on the offensive end with our ball movement, and I thought the ball moved better yesterday. It moved easier, and we got to fight for that because it's not always easy to move the ball because whether it's the defense pressuring you. That makes it difficult to move the ball, or if it's guys kind of excited for their individual opportunities, so that maybe they don't move the ball as freely as we would hope. So, but it's something you got to fight for throughout the course of the year. I think our guys are making it a point to make that a priority, and I think it showed well last night.
All right, Anthony Del Orso got his first start in a Wildcat uniform last night, and we were talking on the air last night about how sometimes fans get caught up in who's in the starting lineup, and then when it changes, it's like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? But you've made some changes, and you've told us that more changes could become because I think, as you said last week, it's more important the 5 guys that end the game than start the game. But tell us about Anthony and how he moved into that starting role.
Well, I think he's really settled in to our program, and he's gotten comfortable. And he shot the ball exceptionally well at the start of the season. I think, going into the game last night, he was like in the 50% area around 3 and shooting something that I think, we could use a little injection of. So we gave him an opportunity to start, and and I told people I don't have the magic pixie dust because he didn't start well. But our team got off to a good start, and maybe having another shooter out there loosens things up a little bit. And on the flip side, I thought Carter played really well last night. So Carter didn't start last night after starting well, and we kind of have maybe shifted Carter. Maybe I'm looking at maybe playing him as some of the backup 4. I kind of was hesitant to do that early because I didn't want to kind of overwhelm him by learning 2 different positions. But I thought he looked really comfortable doing that yesterday. We kind of threw him into the fire, and I see a lot more maybe potential down the road for him at that spot that could really help our team. So all in all, I was happy with how it went. But like we always talk about, it's always a work in progress. And we got another one on Saturday, so hopefully we can continue to build and grow on Saturday.
All right, no secret that Caleb Love had, I don't want to say struggle, but the shots hadn't been falling on a regular basis just recently here. But they certainly fell last night. He looked really good, maybe as good as he has all season.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all know Caleb's a really talented player and a really good player, and he's important to our program. And, I'm sure Caleb would be the first to tell you maybe he hasn't gotten off to a consistent start like he had hoped to. But we're going to fight for it. We're not going to run away from it. Basketball's a game sometimes where you go through some ups and some downs, and we got to help him through those struggles and figure out why, and then also give him a little space and time to work it out. I mean, trust me, we have a lot of conversations. Whether it's decision-making, technique, things that you might be driving maybe some of these inconsistent results, and he participates in those, and so. I respect and admire him for that, and I was excited that he played well last night. I think last night he didn't do anything crazy. I think he ended up with 3 for 9 from 3, and I think he has the ability to do what he did last night. On most game nights. So let's see if we can build on last night's performance a little bit, and I hope so, because I know this. He's an awesome person. He's great to be around every day, and I know I'm a big fan of his.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so 14 turnovers, and I'm going to say that maybe 10 of them came earlier where the game, you might say, was still in the balance, or at least I'm going to say the biggest competitive part of the game. Your team took really good care of the ball against a team that just forces a ton of turnovers. I know that was a point of emphasis for you going to the ball game, but how'd they get it done?
Well, we didn't do good in UCLA in that. I think we had 22 turnovers, which is, that's a lot to overcome. And, a lot of it was just, ball strength. I mean, they took the ball from us over and over again. So obviously we emphasize it, and you're playing a team in Samford, a couple of days later, that is almost as good as anybody at creating turnovers with their press. And I thought our guys did a really good job in the first half. I think we only had 4 turnovers. The second half, was a little looser, but it was kind of towards the end of the game. I think we had 6 turnovers in a row, and maybe the coach should call a timeout. But I also thought that our guys could figure it out and we could work our way through it a little bit. And we ended up calling a timeout, after a while and addressed it. And I think our guys finished better. And just, we got to be a little bit better there. We can't have stretches in games where we're consistently turning the ball over. And that goes from decision making. You got to make good decisions, and making a decision can be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to throw that pass because maybe it's a little too risky right now. Yeah, we have a 20-point lead. There's 6 minutes to go. We don't need a highlight right now. We could use just some solid play, and so I think you're always looking at it from those angles.
Okay, so you call a timeout, and how do you get that message across? You just mentioned there, you tell them to play smarter. But are there other instructions you give them when you say, hey, let's not turn the ball over?
I might have had a little passion behind it.
All right.
There might have been a little, a very direct statement. Hey, we got to be smarter. We got to do better. Sometimes you have to get the players' attention a little bit. Obviously, I don't want to be a yeller and a screamer all the time, but I think that moment was important to let our guys know that, hey, this is an area we can grow. Just because we played good in a stretch of the game, we can't assume we're going to be good. Samford, I watched film yesterday morning. They were down 14 points to North Dakota State with like 3.5 minutes to go, and they tied it. Okay. So, at no point was I, relaxed or thought we had it in the bag. So, I think our players got to understand that as well.
All right, Cats, home for one last non-conference game, regular season. That's Saturday against Central Michigan, 2 o'clock tip tonight. We are at Union Public House with head coach Tommy Lloyd outdoors at UPH. We'll be back with more in a moment. This is Wildcat Basketball from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K with home savings up to $25,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockingK.com. Designed by nature. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead. Live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
My helmet saved me after they crashed into my motorcycle, but I still couldn't ride for weeks. The insurance company tried hammering me into a quick settlement. No way. I gave them the bird, the eagle. Goldberg and Osborne. Nobody knows Arizona like the eagle. Phoenix to Tucson, Flagstaff to Havasu, and every bit of blacktop in between. Wherever you go, the eagle is there. So if you've been injured, don't wait. Give the insurance company the bird.
Give them the bird. Call the Eagle. Goldberg and Osborne. 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work. Oh. Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
It's not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
Hey, welcome back to Union Public House. Head coach Tommy Lloyd alongside here as we get set for Arizona and Central Michigan coming up on Saturday. So, Coach, when Mo Krivas got hurt out indefinitely right now, you made the decision that Emmanuel Stephan, E-Man, would be activated, came out of the red shirt, and he comes in last night, and in 2 minutes gets his first basket, his first rebound, and his first foul. So
I think he got a couple fouls.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And I think he fouled a couple they didn't call.
Okay.
So, E-Man is he's awesome. He's whirling dervish. I mean, I think he would be really interesting just to follow him around with a camera. You know, like when he's on the court, because I'm telling you what, I don't know what's going to happen. So he's a ton of fun. He brings a ton of energy to the game, and I think he's got a lot of potential. And he just has a spirit and energy every day that's fun to be around. And he definitely adds some personality and some spice to everything. So I'm excited to see if he can help the team over the course of the year. It's probably a little bit known. I had kind of made the decision to redshirt him. He did not want a redshirt. But I just was looking at our team with Mo there. I didn't want to, burn a year on to him not using, maybe some, minutes at the end of the game. I don't want to call them garbage minutes, but, I thought that he would be better served having that extra year of eligibility at the end of his career, especially in this era of NIL and stuff like that. But he did not want a red shirt. So when Big Mo got hurt, I think E-Man was like chomping at the bit to come to play, and our staff thinks that there's maybe a chance he can help us a little bit this year. So we're gonna give it a go and see how it goes. But I know this. I mean, when he's out there, he's gonna give you everything he's got.
Okay, so he's been with the team, obviously practicing and so on. Is there anything different now that he's going to be in uniform every day?
Well, he did miss maybe a section of where we're installing things because we kind of maybe have him on the scout team a little bit more. So as we kind of put in some of our next layers of plays and stuff like that. He might not have been getting those reps. So now we got to figure out when he's in the game what could we be most successful running. So he has a chance to kind of know where he's supposed to be.
Okay. I want to jump ahead because Big 12 play is going to start on December 30th here in Tucson against TCU, and I'm not going to go through every team, but I think it's well known. Big 12 basketball is like the staple of college basketball. I mean, it is a tough conference. It has been for a long time. It's just as tough this year. Arizona, ASU, Colorado, Utah joining, of course. We know about Kansas and Iowa State and Baylor, and you can go down, you go down the list, and everywhere you go, it's going to be a big game. So just your broad overview of the conference now as you get set for your first year.
Well, bring it on. We know it's going to be tough. I think it's a challenge we need as a group. Obviously, our non-conference season maybe hasn't go how we had hoped. So I'm expecting our guys to be hungry and expecting them to have a chip on their shoulder, and we're going to come in to compete. I mean, we're going to get them mince no words. We're going to come in and we're going to represent and we're going to fight to show that we belong. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that opportunity. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'm really looking forward to a couple days off and kind of to re-energize and make sure our guys all get back home and get a little bit of a break. And then I'm fired up. I'm fired up to see what this Big 12 thing's all about. We've been talking about it forever. Let's what's the old saying? Jump out of the frying pan into the fire and see where we're at.
All right. So I mean, teams that have come to McHale Center over the years, it's a tough place to play. It's a tough place to win here. You're going on the road in the Big 12 and. Let's be honest. I mean, we love the Pac-12, but you played in front of some crowds of 3,000 at certain places over the years. Now you're going to go into a situation where you could go into a full house everywhere you go.
Well, I mean, I think you and I could mention a couple of those schools. We didn't win last year at Washington State, at Oregon State. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, you step in onto the road and that place is rocking. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's difficult, but it's a lot of fun and it's a great opportunity and it can kind of galvanize you as a team. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I know when Arizona comes to the town, especially early in our Big 12 experience, that people are going to be excited. And here's the deal. We got to match that level of excitement. We got to be just as excited to be there. Part of the reason they're excited is because they're playing Arizona. So let's show up and let's show them what we're about.
All right. And the Wildcats will be back home, by the way. They're they've got TCU here for their Big 12 opener, but back then on January 11th against Central Florida. That'll be their next home game in Big 12 play. Tonight we're at Union Public House with head coach Tommy Lloyd. More coming up. This is Wildcat Basketball from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
With cooler weather on the way, many of us are turning on our furnaces for the first time this season. We hope everything runs smoothly, but if you notice strange noises, frequent cycling, or no heat at all, give Rightway a call. Right now we're offering a complete system tune-up for just $65, plus a free carbon monoxide test for your peace of mind. Don't wait till it's too late. Call Rightway, 520-549-1914 to schedule your $65 complete system tune-up.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rocking K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rocking K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 18 model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. LiveRockingK.com. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
All right, welcome back to Union Public House. It's Thursday night, and we appreciate everybody coming out. Just another gorgeous day to be outdoors, and we're going to be here Thursday nights. Now, we'll take a couple weeks off, as usual, for the holiday break. So you can come back next Thursday and the following Thursday, but we're going to take off. The second Thursday, we'll be on our way to Cincinnati, and then back here just after the first of the year to keep things going here on Thursday nights from 5 to 6. All right. That's all ahead. Wildcats and Central Michigan coming up Saturday, and that will start at 2 o'clock at McHale Center. So you mentioned holiday break, Coach, and, of course, you've got players from all over the world, all over the country now. Do most of them now just hang around Tucson?
Yeah, most of them hang around Tucson, and a lot of times their families are able to come.
Oh, good.
So their families come and spend the holidays with them. And, sometimes they might go home with a teammate, or, sometimes they have a significant other or a girlfriend, and they'll go with their families. So we try to make sure everyone has something. And if they don't, sometimes they end up having to spend Christmas with the old coach. Yeah. So that's a little bah humbug there. But yeah, we always make sure of that.
Good. All right, T.J. McConnell was honored last night. His name up in the Ring of Honor. It will stay there forever, of course. And a couple of great years at Arizona, and now just a fantastic NBA career. And you got a chance to talk to him last night. Did he have a chance? Did he come in and talk to the team?
He did not have a chance to. I mean, he kind of got there right before the game, and I thought that was really cool. The 2 years in a row, the Pacers have done that. It's really cool that it's worked out that, they're playing Phoenix the night before we play somebody. So, TJ's what an amazing guy. And, obviously I didn't coach him. I didn't recruit him, but totally respected him. I competed against him, and he's just an impressive individual. What he's been able to do, not only at Arizona, but in his career. And the guy's just an absolute winner, and he's a stud, and he's a coach's dream. And I keep telling Murph and everybody that our team could use a little T.J. McConnell, in them right now. So we got to tap into that spirit.
On senior day, he went out and kissed center court, and so he replicated it last night as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah, which, of course, the crowd loved it because that image of him on senior night is always played back many times, and so that was really cool. It was great to see him and some of his family here, and just a tremendous honor. All right, got a question here from the audience, and Coach, is NCAA basketball changing, as in more physical or fewer fouls called?
Did that individual who asked that watch the Wisconsin game? Because I think that was a record number of free throws and fouls called. Not really. I think as a coach, you just want consistency. Mm-hmm. I think when we get into the Big 12, it's got a reputation of being a physical conference, and I think we'll see that that's how it's officiated. Sometimes early in the year you get on the road or you get a game, and there's these new kind of, the officials get this kind of messaging from the top down. We want to call this or call that, and then there's these first games are so inconsistent. And the thing that's frustrating from a coach, and you can tell officials this, and they don't want to hear it, but it's true, is in March that's not going to be called. Mm-hmm. So why are we calling it now? Mm-hmm. And so I don't think anything out of the norm. I think all in all, I mean, I think the game's in a pretty decent place with some of the officiating. They've got this new kind of thing they're calling this year. They called it a pathway foul on some of these drives. It's kind of hard to explain. I saw it called a few times early. Haven't seen it since. I'm not really. So sometimes you just got to let these things work themselves out a little bit. It kind of seems like it always goes back to normal basketball.
All right, you say pathway. It sounds like somebody trying to drive to the basket.
Yeah, a guard is driving to the basket,
Okay.
and maybe a defender from the side kind of rides them off a little bit, and
okay.
they're starting to call that a foul. Where in the past, maybe they would let you ride them a little bit as long as you weren't using your hands. So, just little things you got to figure out, but I would say nothing drastic.
Okay. So, I mean, and I think we've seen this even before this season, and what it always bothers me, if the defender does not dislodge the player with the ball, in other words, throw him off his track, why call the foul then, even if there's contact?
I mean, that's the beauty of officials, and the difference between the great officials and the not so great officials is they just have a feel for the game. And they can kind of understand where advantages are being gained or not being gained, and what you should call and what you shouldn't call. And what makes it tough is sometimes you have 3 different officials out there, sometimes with 3 different levels of ability. And you might have one official who wouldn't call that, but he's out of position on that one, and another official is, and he does call it. So it's just finding that consistency within the game that sometimes can be a little bit tough.
Between Gonzaga and Arizona, you kind of got to know a lot of the West Coast guys. The 3 guys last night, I think I might have seen one of them before. But are you going to be meeting a lot of new officials now?
Well, we knew those guys. The officials we had last night, I mean, were all high-level guys.
Yeah.
A couple of them are like Final Four level guys. So, John Higgins, as you guys would know, I'm sure you guys, you don't know the name, but you would know the face. He's an official. You guys have seen him do a lot of games. He's not doing games anymore. He's in charge of the Big 12 officials. And, it's kind of a consortium with a couple other conferences. And he's a great guy. He was actually at the game last night. And so he was probably, one of, if not the best official of his era. And so now he's, running the officials and teaching officials. And he's done a great job bringing in high-level officials from outside of our footprint, and which is great for us because when you do get into March, maybe you've had this guy a couple times. It's not your first time, and because, hey, even the team yesterday we played, Samford, they're a hard team to ref because they're basically trapping the rebounder on every single, and which is no one does. Usually when you get a rebound, the defense transitions and you come at them on offense. Yesterday they were right into their press, and so you need officials who have trained eyes to pick that stuff out. And we had good officials last night. So John's done an amazing job, kind of I think increasing the level of official we're getting consistently and bringing guys in from the outside because hey, a lot of these officials live in the back east. Like last night we had, I think it's Jeff Anderson, high knees. The guy they call high knees. He runs with those high knees. Yeah. He's from New York. And you know what those guys do? They all love getting to the West Coast in the winter. A lot of them are coming out here, and they'll stay out here for a week or two and do a bunch of games in the West Coast. I mean, if you picked up the TV today, I guarantee if there's a West Coast game, I guarantee you Jeff Anderson is reffing one of them.
Okay.
And that's they'll come out here in waves for like 1 or 2 weeks a month, and they'll do a bunch of games out west to reduce travel, and then they'll go back and kind of work in their home area. Then they'll come back out here. That's kind of how it works for those guys. They got a tough deal. They travel a lot, and some of those officials are doing, 6 to 7 games a week. Imagine, they ref our game, go wherever, I don't know where they go to sleep. They're on a 6 a.m. flight the next day to ref another game somewhere else. So it's quite a deal.
Well, I won't mention his name. You can if you want to, but there was one of the referees that worked the Bahamas. He was actually in Las Vegas, and the next day he's down in the Bahamas.
Doing our game. Yeah. And it was a late game. And I don't know for sure. We don't need to mention his name. He's a good official. Yeah. But I don't want it to be. But those guys. I mean, it's. Yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a red eye. So I think he probably had to go to sleep, get up at 4 a.m, get on a 6 a.m. flight, probably to Atlanta, then Atlanta to the Bahamas, and probably got there at 2 o'clock, and then is reffing a game at 7. That's hard living.
Certainly. Well, you go into nice places, too. So when you're out west, Bahamas, what the heck. All right, one more segment with Coach coming up, and then one of the big guys, Henry Vasar, is going to be with us. That's all ahead. This is Wildcat Basketball from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
Don't hold back. Just dive right in. This is Desert Diamond. The round-the-clock, off-the-charts, over-the-top spectacle that puts a shine on any day, anytime. The tables are hot to the touch. The slots are spinning winners every day. And the point spreads are yours for the taking. So go ahead, live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino. Visit ddcaz.com.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
As coach of the Wildcats, I know the importance of teamwork. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Is your AC system more than 10 years old and costing you too much in repairs? Beat the heat, call Right Way. Get a new system with 10-year parts warranty, 10-year labor warranty, and 60 months no-interest financing. Make replacing easier on your wallet. Call today.
Don't delay. Call or text 520-657-0699. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
The Window Depot has everything you need to create the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams. Browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a showroom and let our experts guide you. Whether you're choosing from ready-to-go designs or creating a custom masterpiece, we can help you select the perfect wood type, color, and style. And top it off with unique hardware to complete your look. Find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot. More than a window store.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
All right, we continue from Union Public House with head coach Tommy Lloyd, Arizona Central, Michigan. On Saturday, that'll wrap up the non-conference schedule for the Wildcats, at least through the regular season, and then it's on to Big 12 play starting on Monday, December 30th, at home against TCU. That'll get their Big 12 schedule underway. All right, question from the audience here, Coach.
Well, that's brave. You're not even
I'm not even,
that one.
I'm not going to
That is an experienced guy. Wow.
Not going to pre-read it. Let's see. In Big 12 play, how deep do you think the rotation will be?
I'll say similar to where it is now. I mean, I think I've settled in, and I think that, everybody we're playing, has the ability to contribute to winning. So hopefully similar to where it is now.
All right. Evan Dave also would like to know, do you have a favorite holiday movie?
2 of them.
Okay.
So when I went home last night, my wife and made me stay up. That's why I'm tired today. And watch Christmas Vacation for the 964th time.
Yes.
Okay.
I
was thinking, what would be fun for Halloween is if you look at all the different outfits Cousin Eddie wears in the movie, and just you had you and your bunch of buddies, and you kind of each picked one of the movies, whether it's the blue leisure suit or whether it's the tiger striped underwear with the tank top tucked into it. I mean, I think that would be a great Halloween combination. But the other one that I love, and it's kind of one I always watch around the holidays, is Cinderella Man. I love that movie. It's my favorite movie ever. And if you haven't seen it, go home and see it. And if you don't cry, I don't know if we could be friends.
Okay. All right. We'll look for that one soon. All right. A couple quick questions here. We'll take our last break and bring Henry up in a moment. And this is kind of a big picture question again. There's some talk, and the NCAA president brought this up again about expanding the NCAA tournament. It's at 68 right now. He mentioned 72, 76. I don't know. From a coaching viewpoint, does that make a difference to you at all? Are you in favor of it? What do you think?
Well, when you're 5-5, I want it expanded.
Okay.
Yeah. To the most part, I mean, I've honestly, whatever they decide to do, I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be for the better of the game, and we'll react accordingly. But I think if they did expand it, I think it would just be more play-ins. I don't think it's going to add like a lot more rounds to the tournament. So if you're one of the top teams getting in, like we always hope to be, you're still going to be kind of when the tournament starts for you, it's going to be 64 teams, so that's how I've always kind of looked at it.
All right, so we're going to get Henry Vasar up here in a moment, and really having an outstanding season so far, and I think everybody knows his story. Played a little bit as a freshman, got hurt, didn't play last year. He redshirted. I think he mentioned before the season that it did him a lot of good in terms of his development, but you tell us how his development has progressed here.
Well, it's great. I mean, Henry's ready. He's ready to show all the work he's put it in. This is an awesome opportunity for him, and sometimes injuries happen, and it create. Last year he got hurt, it created an opportunity for somebody else. This year someone else got hurt, it creates an opportunity for him to really step up. So I think in the next 4 weeks, I think Henry's going to make a huge jump because sometimes it really helps to kind of get that game confidence, and I think he's right on the precipice of really pushing through and becoming a force and kind of, being able to kind of take the next steps as a player and with his development and his confidence.
All right, we'll get Henry up here. Coach, thanks as always. Best of luck on Saturday, and happy holidays. Merry Christmas.
We got to get a shout-out. Brian Brigger's here.
Oh, absolutely,
Brian Brigger, right out there. So you guys know, I've kind of asked him. I think I'm ready for Brian. I think Arizona's ready for him to be the next man.
Can he do both?
I think he can do both. So
Okay.
I think that's something we kind of keep building him up, and I think we need that effort, that energy. We need to honor that legacy, and I think he's the guy to do it. So if you see him around town, give him some words of encouragement because I think it would be great for our community.
All right, you got something started there. We're going to follow up on that. Okay. He plays golf with famous people, by the way, so that's – he probably takes money off them.
Who else? We got a name drop here?
Oh, I can't. He'll have to tell you.
We got to get him his own segment on the show.
I love that. That's going to happen. That will happen. All right, thanks, Coach. All right, Henry Vasar joins us when we come back. This is Wildcat Basketball from Arizona Sports Enterprises.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 35 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees. Bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including Tucson and Sierra Vista, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 2,200 five-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after an accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm 4 years in a row tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE Eagle.
The Window Depot is more than a window store. The Window Depot is a one-stop warehouse with everything you need for your complete home remodel. Shop the aisles of pre-built cabinets in a variety of colors, granite and quartz countertops, sinks, skylights, and hardware to complete your project. Need a custom order? We can help. Our designers offer free design services and can special order everything you need for your kitchen or bathroom remodel today. Shop thewindowdepot.com or find a location near you. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Honey, our yard's full of weeds. Looks like a jungle and the neighbors are complaining.
I know. I'm trying to get rid of them, but the product I'm using, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Not to mention, I don't have the time.
But it's not just weeds.
Not?
No, I'm seeing ants.
Ants?
Yeah, and spiders.
Ooh, spiders.
I know, and I think I saw a scorpion.
No way.
Yes way, and there's a pack rat in our garage.
Ew. Okay, I'll call University Termite and Pest Control today. We'll get rid of all of them.
Okay, honey, thank you.
University Termite and Pest Control, locally owned. Find them online at bepestfree.com.
All the Who's down in Tucson like great deals a lot, but the Grinch who lived on top of Mount Dimon did not. But he went to O'Reilly for the holidays to trade in his sleigh, and the price he got from his trade grew 5 times that day. This holiday season, come to the dealership even a Grinch can love. We're on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or check us out at O'Reilly.com. Because at O'Reilly Chevrolet, we prefer that you visit us live. See us this holiday season, and together, let's drive.
All right, welcome back to Union Public House. We're here Thursday nights. We won't be here for the next 2 weeks. It'll be the holiday break. Hope to see you back here on January 9th. That'll be our next show, and we'll be here Thursdays after that. Pleased to be joined by the pride of Estonia, Henry Vasar, now in his third year in the Wildcat program. Henry, 8 points, 5 rebounds, big contribution last night. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for
doing
having
good?
me on the show.
All right. Well, glad to have you. I got to turn you up here a little so everybody can hear you. There we go. Oh, by the way, I was going to mention if Thursday nights, they always have music. When we're done here tonight, Neon Prophet, which, by the way, is just a great Tucson band, is going to be here tonight. So hang around for that if you're here. All right, Henry, let's talk about the season to date. We mentioned your history, about the first 2 years. And I think I talked to you when we were in Wisconsin, and you mentioned how last year, how much it did for your growth as a basketball player. Now that we're 10 games into the season, how have you seen that growth kind of unfold for you?
Mostly I see my physical aspects. The rebounding is a lot better than my freshman year. Going for the ball with 2 hands and just being stronger, being a better